What's going on? You guys let me know if you can hear me. I can hear myself, all right? Well, I can't see the chat. Damn. For some reason, I can't see the chat, but let's see what I'm doing. I don't know why I can't see the chat. Anyway, um, thanks for everybody stopping by. Let me see. I can't see the chat, but I'm gonna say salute to to anybody. Let me see something. To anybody who's on here. So you post a comment. So nope. To the chat. Anybody that's listening, drop a comment. I want to see if I could see your comment because I can see you guys left comments on my YouTube channel, but for some reason I can't see it as I'm doing this stream on my phone. I can't see no comments. Anyway, um, so Saturday night we saw that Josh Taylor became undisputed uh, junior welterweight champion. He beats Ramirez in a unanimous decision. Personally to me, the scorecard seemed okay. I know some people had problems with it. Um, I thought the scorecards were fine, and I had it like 7-5 maybe. Um, Salute Triple J. All right, I can see people's comments. Dead game. Salute. Um, I thought I thought Josh Taylor won something like 7 rounds to 5. I think I had the first half of the fight even, three apiece. I thought they won 3 rounds apiece. I thought maybe I don't remember my scorecard exactly. Taylor won the first round. I gave the next 2 rounds, 2 and 3, to Ramirez. I gave round 4 to Taylor, round 5 to Ramirez, and then round 6, he knocks him down. He knocks Ramirez down, so he wins that round, and so he's up by. I have it 3 apiece, and Taylor up by 1, obviously because of the knockdown. Second half of the fight, I either had it 4-2 in favor of Josh Taylor with a knockdown, so 3 points, or 3 rounds apiece, as in the same as the first half of the fight, and the knockdown being the difference. So I didn't really have too much of a problem. I had it personally 7 rounds to 5 in favor of Josh Taylor. I thought he won 115, 111, but the fight was close. Um, you give Taylor a lot of credit for that fight. There was some moments where he didn't look so good. I thought he held too much. Um, you know, the knockdown in the 7th round seemed a bit sneaky. I'm not going to say dirty, but it was kind of sneaky, right? It seemed to be a little bit of confusion going on with Ramirez. I think that was done by the ref, Bayless. And but overall, the fight was a fair one. It was scored, in my opinion, it was scored the right way. And I thought, you know, Ramirez did the best he could in that situation. I thought he was really hurt after the second knockdown, especially. He was really hurt. and I thought that affected him and basically lost him the fight because I thought he went on to lose rounds 8, 9, 10 was a little bit more competitive, but those rounds that he lost 7, 8, and 9 in a close fight after the knockdown, that basically lost him the fight unless he could equal what Josh Taylor did or stop him. And he wasn't going to win. He wasn't going to get the decision over Josh Taylor. And so, I give him a lot of credit. Let's see what he does from here. There's a lot of talks of maybe he rematches Prograis, which I don't think is a bad idea, or he fights Teofimo Lopez. If Teofimo Lopez goes up to 140, I don't think that's what's going to happen. Or he goes up and fights Terence Crawford, which I think would be a mistake. I think Crawford would beat him. Who knows how one fills out at, not having to cut that much weight. We're talking about 7 pounds in this case. Maybe he's a lot stronger, but from what I saw, I can't see it. I can't see him beating Terence Crawford, getting away with some of the stuff that he was doing in the Ramirez fight. I think Terence Crawford would be too big for him, too physical. I think he'll break him down and stop him. But congratulations to Josh Taylor for becoming undisputed, taking the tough route to win all those belts. He was in the tournament, the 140 pounds tournament. He won that, and he fights Ramirez, who had 2 belts. And, they both went into that fight 2 belts apiece, and he got the job done. So we know that PAC is going to fight Spence. I mean, what can you say, man? Manny Pacquiao is just he's just a legendary fighter that I think he's 42 or 43. He's still fighting the top guys, and he's fighting a dangerous fighter in Spence for many reasons, right? Spence is a pretty good fighter to begin with, and he seems to be the guy of the welterweight division looking into the future. It's, I'm talking about post Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Those guys are, Spence is getting older, Terence Crawford is getting older, but they seem like the guys, the top guys at that weight class. And here's Manny Pacquiao fighting another younger, stronger, or what should be a stronger man than him at this point of his career. And he's taking up that challenge, and I salute Earl Spence for taking the fight as well too. If Spence wins and he beats Manny Pacquiao, I know people are saying, well, if his best win is a Manny Pacquiao at 42 years old, well, I would say, who's better at this point? Who's better than him? Who has a better career resume? Yes, take into account that he's in his 40s. He hasn't. When he gets into that ring, it'll be 2 years since his last fight with Keith Thurman. But it's still you still got to go in there and win that fight. Manny Pacquiao is going to come in there to beat him. The question would be does he have enough of the old Manny Pacquiao to go in there and beat a guy like Spence? We'll find out. Maybe he does. Maybe Spence just doesn't let him. We got to see how that fight plays out. And definitely looking forward to that fight. Another topic I wanted to talk about was the heavyweight division, which is looking crazy right now, right? All you guys know by now what was the outcome. A judge ruled in Wilder's favor, and it seems like Wilder and Fury 3 is going to happen July 24th in Vegas. After the big announcement, the day after the big announcement, where Fury AJ announced that they're going to fight in August in Saudi Arabia. Change of plans. Just like that, change of plans. And Now you got Fury. He's got to go in there with Wilder for a third time in Vegas. And then there's the question of Anthony Joshua, whether or not he's going to vacate the WBO or fight Usyk. And that way he keeps all three of the belts, and he's fighting for undisputed for the winner against the winner between Fury and Wilder 3. I don't want to get too much into a conspiracy theory, but look, those are the results, right? Fury seemed, for a guy who looked like who looked like a fool, right? Bob Arum, his promoter, saying, "No way, there's a third Wilder fight." He took it pretty well, right? I mean, he took it pretty well. Like, okay, I'm not giving him no step aside money. We're fighting July 24th, and that's it, right? He's not pissed off about anything. He's like, hey, it is what it is, right? I find that to be a little bit suspect, but maybe he's just looking forward and saying, let me take care of this business with Wilder, get that third fight out the way, and then if he wins, he fights AJ. But you see that now there's a problem there. There could be a problem there. Number one, look, I would pick Fury to beat Wilder again. Of course I would. I would pick him to beat him again. But this is heavyweight boxing. You don't know. You never know what can happen. Then you got the other part, Anthony Joshua. Whether or not Anthony Joshua is going to fight Usyk, right? And I think that's a dangerous fight for Usyk. It's a dangerous fight for Usyk, of course. But the prize is AJ, right? He holds the three other belts. If he loses that, is that money going to be there? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be there for Usyk Fury. I don't think the Saudis are going to put up that kind of money for a fight like that. Or what if Anthony Joshua decides to vacate his belt, the WBO, and let Usyk and Joyce fight for that belt? Is that fight going to be attractive enough? Fury, AJ for undisputed. Obviously, it's not. It's not going to be. It's not going to be that much of an appealing fight. The fight sells because these are two guys that hold all the belts, who've had pretty good careers up to this point, and you got Fury coming off a win against Wilder, and you got AJ who has 3 belts, and since the beginning of his career has been fighting really good competition. If you take one of those elements away, there is no fight. And that's just the way it is. Let them take care of their obligations. If Wilder's going to fight Fury in July, I think that Anthony Joshua should fight Usyk in August. Take care of your mandatories. If you guys are that confident, win those fights and then fight each other later on in the year for all the belts. AJ cannot dump one of those belts and then say, I'm going to fight someone else, and the fight's going to be as attractive, going into, let's say, Fury beats Wilder and AJ beats whoever he's going to fight without the WBO belt and has a big fight with Fury in December. It's not gonna have that same steam, at least not for me. All right. I see there's a few people in the chat. I'm gonna drop a link to see if anybody wants to jump in. All right. And you guys let me know. You guys let me know what you think in the chat, man. What do you guys think of basically any topic that I mentioned? Anybody want to jump on to the stream? Come on, we could talk about whatever, whichever 3 subjects I mentioned. Josh Taylor becoming undisputed, Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence. Um, Heavyweight undisputed being in limbo as for right now. These I think these fights are dangerous. I still think Wilder's dangerous for Tyson Fury, and for the fact that he can punch. He can score a knockdown that you don't beat this time around. Or the fight gets stopped a little too early. Whatever the case may be. I wouldn't put my money on it. I wouldn't put my money on it, but it could happen. Maybe I'll take a gamble, seeing depending on the odds, right? Anthony Joshua, you know, whether or not he decides to keep the WBO, defend his belt against Usyk, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did. That's a dangerous fight as well. That's a fight that he could lose. Or if he dumps the WBO belt and fights someone else. Assuming they get past whatever opponents. Let's just use the scenario: Anthony Joshua does not fight Usyk and dumps the WBO belt and fights somebody else. Fury beats Wilder in the third fight. Let's say they fight in December, so you'll have AJ with 2 of the belts versus Fury with 1. Is that going to be, as important of a fight than, going for all the belts? I don't believe it would. All right. We got the Fight Scout. Add to the stream.
What's up?
Fight Scout. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much. Just burning up. It's like 80 degrees. It's hot. I mean, 80 degrees isn't supposed to be hot, but in Minnesota, when you're jumping up from 60 to 80, it's like a big jump.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I'm in South Florida. We get that every day. 80
Yeah.
and better.
I mean, going from, frost to heat overnight, it makes you sweat. It makes everybody sweat, right? But
yeah.
Let's I'm seeing that people are getting salty over Josh Taylor winning, but it's not that everyone agrees that he won. It's that they think like the scorecards are too close, but I saw a close fight. I don't know what you saw.
I saw a close fight, yeah. Dead game, salute, man.
Salute, fam, salute. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you good, man. We're talking about the Josh Taylor fight. Me and Fight Scout thought the fight was pretty close. Fight Scout, what was your scorecard?
I had it 7-5.
Me too. Yeah, I had the same. The same score.
But I thought he won round 6 too, so it was like I gave that 10-8 to Taylor.
Yeah,
but I mean Ramirez won that because he got knocked down in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah,
or something like that, and then he took over. But I still scored it a 10-8.
Okay.
Hey, now, one thing I'm gonna tell you that surprised me in that fight, I think the corners, I think Taylor's corner outperformed Ramirez's corner, because that little when Taylor's in the clinch, he's been doing that forever, man. Coming out of the clinch, he's throwing a hook or that uppercut.
Yeah.
They should have known that, bro. They should have known that.
Yeah, Kenny Bayless's hand was actually on. He was actually grabbing, I think, Ramirez's right glove at the time that Taylor launched his left hook or whatever, the left uppercut.
Yeah.
Nah, but Kenny Bayless had been backed up. I mean, he should have protected himself. I was going for Ramirez, even though I was going from with my heart. But I thought Taylor was going to beat him. But, Taylor just outperformed him, man,
He did. I just didn't see the wide scorecards that some people. I mean, listen, there's really nothing to complain about. I think obviously the right guy won the fight. I just thought that, I don't know what people see when they're judging the fight. Go watch that 10th round. Taylor towards the end started to fade, and I can't knock somebody, and that's the difference to me. I think I gave it to Taylor because of the early stuff in that round. I'm talking about the 10th round. But if you see the way he ended that round, he's kind of on the back foot. He's getting hit with shots. He's not really returning anything. The only thing he's looking to do is hold. I think I ended up still giving the 10th round and making it 7-5. But if I would have gave it to Ramirez, to me it would have been 6-6. But he still wins because obviously you don't ignore the knockdowns. That those are extra points or extra points taken from his opponent, right? So he wins the fight.
Yeah, exactly. I think he covers up a lot of his flaws with just holding and pushing and doing all
Yes.
that dirty stuff. It's like
Yep.
he doesn't know how to fight with. I mean, he knows how to fight, but it seems like he doesn't have a jab. His lead hook isn't that great. It's just like he's just one-handed.
His jab is
Almost.
a flicker. It's like a distraction, or it's
Yeah.
what it's meant to be.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah,
he fired his left hand all night, and that won him the fight. Like,
but what he does have a chin,
Yeah.
and he does have range. You know, he's rangy, and he has power. So
Agree.
he's a little awkward. Not a lot of awkward, but he's a little awkward. Um, and he's going to give people problems. So you know, I'm waiting to see who you guys think he should fight next. I know who I think he should fight next, but
Go ahead.
let's see. I think he should fight Tank. I think he
Tank.
should.
I
Yep.
mean, let's see
Yep.
what Tank does with Barrios first, right? Before I'm not one to just totally dismiss that he can't. Tank cannot compete at 140 at all. I wouldn't go that far, but all right, if he could beat Barrios and do it in good fashion, I think people might be interested in um, Tank versus Taylor. But the guy I would like to see him fight, I know people may not like this, but it's the guy that he fought, a couple of fights ago, and that's Prograis. Run it back. I like to see that fight happen. I think Terrence Crawford would hurt him. I think Terrence would beat him if he was.
I don't think Terrence Crawford hurts him, but I don't know if he beats him either. But just like you, I'd like to see him fight Prograis or Ramirez again.
Yeah. So there's talks that he might. I at least the two opponents that they're talking about is Teofimo, but I don't really think that's realistic. I think Teofimo's going to fight Kambosos and then maybe stay at 135. I won't totally rule it out, but I think that's the game plan. Um, and so a lot of talk of him moving up in weight and fighting Terrence Crawford because Crawford doesn't have anybody. He has people to fight, but they're not people that are going to make him money or or give him clout. In other words, right? Like there's no other guy out there, at least in his situation. There's no other fights out there but Taylor.
Let me ask you this: how old is Taylor?
30 or 31.
He's that old?
Yeah. He got a late start in his career.
Well, in that case, I was gonna think he was like 26, 27, but he's 30, 31.
Yeah.
I would never move up. I would stay at 140 and I would just bang on all those guys that gotta move up. He got so many big fights at 140. And plus the guys at 135 that's gonna move up to 140. He's the man. He has all the belts. They gotta go through him. He can one at a time and make bag after bag. That would be the move. I would start off with Lil Tank Tank. You take Tank Tank out, that's the bag,
Yeah.
right? And then you catch Teofimo. That's the bag. Then you got Haney coming up. That's the bag. I mean, shoot, 140, really, with this win, 140 is popping, bro. And they all going to 140. Tank just went there first.
Yeah.
So you catch Tank Tank for that big bag, that's gonna be a big bag with Tank, bro. I think Tank's bag is bigger than than the Crawford bag.
But here's the
Oh,
problem. Here's the problem with that their game. Are they gonna make this, cross promotion Tank with Floyd, and then you got Bob Arum, Josh Taylor. I mean, these are things that I know as boxing fans we shouldn't really care about, but it is an obstacle that stops these fights from happening. I mean, look, Spence and Terrence Crawford, these guys should have fought each other a long time ago, before even talking about fighting guys like Manny Pacquiao. They should have got it out of the way, which leads me to my next question to you guys: Spence, Pacquiao. What do you guys think?
I think. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I think Thunderdome was actually 100% correct on that one, because he said none of them want to fight in Saudi Arabia. So I think when it was announced, it's not in Saudi Arabia anymore, is it?
No, it's in Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they want that. They want that A side, but they want the favoritism. So I mean, 42 years old, 2-year layoff. He's saying it's his last fight. I think Pacquiao, when he fights, he gets ready to die, right? And it's like, I think he quoted, "I'm gonna go until my heart stops," or something crazy along those lines. So I mean, he's gonna give it his all. We'll see if he wins unofficially, but officially on the scorecards, I don't think he's gonna get it in Vegas.
Close, yeah. If it's a close fight, it's one of those. Yeah, because he's older, right? That's how they look at it, and it's a guy who's saying, "This is my last fight." Where at least with Spence, I think Spence at this point could legitimately beat him. I think he has a very good shot of doing it where he doesn't need help on the scorecards. You know, Obviously because of age and size, and Spence is a fundamental, sound fighter. What he does, it's not very much, but what he does it very good. So he should be able to beat him. He should be able to beat him. If he does beat him, this is his best win, right? It's his best win. But I guess my question would be, who else is out there in the welterweight division that you can criticize? Let's say Spence wins a close fight against Manny Pacquiao. That one of his, one of the fighters around his age in his time now who do they have a better win against? If you understand my question.
Yeah, it's funny because all the detractors of Manny Pacquiao are saying he's not that good and all this stuff, but when it comes to Spence versus Pacquiao,
Yeah.
Pacquiao is like the most dangerous and the best fighter he can fight right now. So I mean, it just shows you, where Pacquiao is. I mean, if you're gonna put him against Keith Thurman, that's like the only other guy, but he looks like he's off the deep end.
Yeah.
Seems like he's just looking for a money fight.
He is.
I want to say, man, the disrespect for Jeff Horn, bro. Jeff Horn stopped him. Didn't stop him, but Jeff Horn won, and then Bud beat Jeff Horn. So I think Bud, I'm a Bud fan, but to me, Bud is the man at 147. Even though they have the belts, to me, Bud is the most dangerous. They recognize I'm off of Wi-Fi, so if I start cracking, just stop me.
No, I'll let you know. Don't worry, you're good so far, man.
I'm a Bud fan, so to me, the eye test, I think Bud is the best one at 147. But with Manny and Earl should beat him up. He should rough him up. The problem with fighting Manny Pacquiao is he has enough pop to drop you.
Yeah.
And if he drop Earl one time, Manny gonna win on the cards. I don't care what happens.
I
Manny.
mean, if the fight's close enough, yeah. If you're saying it's like a toss up of who's up 7-5, let's just say, I think the benefit of the doubt still goes to Spence, and it's just realistically looking at it, right? It's a 42-year-old man versus from the Philippines, who's saying this is his last fight versus a whatever Spence age is. I think he's 30 or 31. Who has more fights in him? They're gonna give him the nod. Now, if it looks like Manny Pacquiao's clearly winning, and then he drops him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could see what you're talking about. They'll be like, well, maybe we can convince Manny Pacquiao if he can still do performances like this. Maybe we can still convince him to keep fighting, so we give him the nod on the scorecard. These are my conspiracy theories that I see. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that people have to agree with me. This is what I see. But to your point, yeah, if he gets dropped and he wins, it's still going to look bad on Spence because they're not looking at it as this is a legend. This is a guy who's beaten, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, better competition than Spence in his prime. But they're looking at the age and they're looking at the time off he's had and all that, and combined. And so, yeah, it would look bad if he really lost on the scorecards and then he gets knocked down in a close fight and then he still gets the nod. It's definitely not going to look good.
Yeah, I'm not betting against Manny. And I like Earl, but I'm not betting against Manny, bro. Because I mean, you think about it, bro. Manny beat Earl is only one more fight. It's only one more fight. Is Manny Bud. And Bud will be out of his contract. So Manny can go undisputed and retire and then go be the president of the Philippines. that would be the way to go out, bro. 2 more fights.
I don't
Boom,
think
boom.
it's Bud. I think it's Errol. Errol Spence is a better opponent than Bud. Bud
Ooh.
hasn't done anything at 147, but
Yeah, but man, people say that, bro. But Bud, bro, shit. If people have to prove it wrong, bro. Bud to me is the man. To me, I don't see nobody touching Bud at 147. I really think he stopped Earl. To be honest, he stopped Porter. I think he stopped Porter. I think he stopped Earl. You know, really, I think, shit. Freaking the Keith Thurman that fought, man, it would probably give Earl some work. So, I mean, shit, Earl a dog, but shit, they got some dogs, bro. He gonna fight a dog. He gonna fight a dog.
Crawford needs to find a good opponent fast because Cal Brook, I mean, Amir Khan.
Not really,
Those are his
because
last two, right?
not
Amir Khan and
really
Cal
because
Brook.
his contract is running out in October, so it doesn't matter. He
What are you
got to
talking
fight
about?
who?
Talking
But
about okay, so his contract runs out in October, but do you think he's going to sign with someone else? So
no, I doubt it. Yeah. He's gone. He's gone. To me, he's gone, bro.
I don't
To
think
me,
so.
he's just gonna fight whoever they put in front of him, like he been doing, and then he just gonna move on with his career. That's what I hope he do, because Top Rank can't do anything for him at all.
That's what Crawford wants, man. He doesn't want to fight anybody. He just wants to keep collecting his checks and just keep going. That's what I feel.
Well, if you think about it, Top Rank RP is a company that can build people, and Bud been with him from the beginning, so they've built him up as far as they can do. It's time for him to leave now, like every other good fighter.
Where is he going?
He can go to DAZN or he can go to PBC.
PBC's bleeding so much money, dude. You don't like when you look at the events that they're putting on now, they're just straight trash compared to
That
what they
last
were
card
putting.
wasn't bad. That the PBC been putting on some good fights, and you have some big fights coming.
I'm saying they don't have the money to pay Crawford what he wants.
yeah, that could be a situation that because Crawford is getting, regardless of what we think of what's happening in Top Rank, in terms of his career, he's getting. I think it was something like $3 to $4 million. This is guaranteed money. So it doesn't matter who he goes in that ring. That guarantee money, it's his. So
And that was beautiful. That's a good position to be in, even though we criticize him.
So why
But
leave? Why leave if he's
I would
because
getting
he's
paid?
he's
He's getting
outgrown
paid
that.
the best out of all the welterweights, guaranteed. So why would
He's
he leave?
outgrown. he's outgrown that. He's outgrown that. It's time for him to move on, bro. They're
He's
not gonna.
already moved on, man. He's like 34 years old. I mean, that's once you hit that age, it's time to collect all the checks you can. It's not.
He's in a Roy Jones type of situation. You guys remember the Roy Jones? I don't know how old you guys are, but like he he had this contract with HBO, and it was like
Yep.
3.5 million per fight. Didn't matter who it was, and he kind of just like fought these guys that they were decent for their weight class. That's the best you can say. And then he had like towards the end, he had a mega fight with John Ruiz where he got paid obviously more because it was like selling the whole. He was, going for heavyweight, a heavyweight belt, and basically that's what I see. I see Terrence Crawford in that situation where I feel like if he gets in there with a solid guy, I'm not saying get chin checked in the second round, but like he's gonna fight these guys that are like not able to stand up to him, and then meet somebody the way Jones did with Tarver and not be ready for that. Because if you look at the first fight with Tarver and Roy Jones, not that I want to go rehash that history, to me it looked like Roy couldn't handle somebody, because he's been so used to beating these guys that are limited, very limited. Where Tarver, he wasn't like the flashiest fighter, but he was big, strong. He had a powerful punch. He's a guy you always had to be aware of because he can knock you out with one punch.
Yeah, he was a master of the basics, and
Yes,
that was that
but it
easy
was
to Roy
enough.
Jones,
It's
man.
enough to
Yeah,
knock you out.
but it was who was it? Eric Harding was first exposed Roy Jones, and I think he was a southpaw too.
No, well, no, you're talking about Montel Griffin.
No, Eric Harding, the tall dude, he tore his bicep in the ring, but if you go rewatch it, he was actually winning a lot of the rounds.
Roy couldn't
And
hit him. I remember
yeah,
that. Roy could not hit him, so he kept punching his arm. Remember that?
yep,
Yep.
yep. And
Yeah, I
then
remember that fight.
once he
I remember.
lost to Tarver, HBO just canceled his contract. That was it for him.
Yep.
Like, I think he went to like Showtime to fight Prince Body Jamu.
Yeah,
It's like
whatever.
just some guy nobody's ever heard of
Yeah,
then
yeah.
or since.
But like, yeah, I think the only thing that was missing with Roy was stiff competition. He did it kind of early with Bernard Hopkins, who wasn't quite Bernard Hopkins that we know, and then he fought James Toney, and he beats James Toney, and he fought another guy on the come up. The fuck is that guy's name? This guy was he was known as a solid contender. Damn, Thomas Tate, I think that was his name, Thomas Tate. Now that was an impressive win if you go back in that time.
Yeah.
And, he chin checks him in the second round.
Yep.
It's the fucking weirdest thing. He's just like boom. He hits Roy, and Roy kind of like casually backs up and just jumps in with this right hook, hits him on the chin, and he's acting like he broke his jaw. I don't know what exactly happened with that, but those were solid wins. But after that, after the James Toney, and I'm trying to compare this to Terrence Crawford. After that, he's just a bunch of nobodies, guys that really have no shot to beat Roy, and
Yeah.
Roy knew it. Roy knew these
Yep.
guys didn't, so he kind of like relaxed and didn't have to think much to beat these guys.
And I'm comparing it to Crawford too, because once Crawford loses, I think ESPN is just gonna try to back out of that contract also.
Probably.
Or they're gonna try to like sign a contract that isn't as long and isn't as much guaranteed
Boxing
money.
is a cruel sport, bro. Like in terms of business, they'll look
Actually,
out for you. They'll look out for you, but if you lose, they'll throw you under the bus.
actually,
mean,
the way ESPN and Top Rank is handling him now, it's like they don't even want the next contract. It's like they done with him after this. The way they're acting, to me, the way they're handling him, the way Bob is talking about his fighter, it's not a good look.
Yeah, it seems like they might be out of the Terrence Crawford business because, look, and I don't totally blame this on Crawford. I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not totally blaming him, But since they can't make the fights that would basically solidify him as a whether he's a joke or he's the real deal, they can't do that. Bob Arum's a businessman who's been doing this for over 50 years. As much as he might like Terrence Crawford, and maybe he doesn't like him so much now, right? But maybe going into it, I could see a guy like him saying, "You know what? I'm done with this dude. Let's see if we could get rid of him somehow, and look for a new star, and maybe we could sell that person, So yeah, it's very possible that could happen. I want to see him in those fights. I want to see him against, Thurman, even Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, especially, or Errol Spence. But at this point, these dudes are old. We're not, yeah, boxing is different now. These guys in reality, they're in their 30s, 32, 33.
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford's closer to 34. I mean, these guys are not in their prime per se. They peaked. This is the best that they're gonna get. Everything is downhill from now.
I mean, it's kind of disrespectful to compare Crawford to Jones Jr. because Jones Jr. was at the top. And Crawford is he's got so many guys that he needs to fight before he can even solidify his own name, right?
Mm-hmm.
At welterweight. So it's weird. It's weird because it does mimic Roy Jones's career when they offered Mitchell Chevsky $5 million, but reality is Mitchell Chevsky probably was getting paid way more than that in Germany.
He was. Yeah, he was getting more than that.
And so you see that with Garcia and Porter, and they're offering these lowball offers. And it's just well, we can't fight if you're not going to pay us at least what we want.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about the real quick, the Roy Jones and Mikucheski fight, that was a big fight in Germany where he was fighting at. And I know Roy made excuses, and I still think that Roy would have beat him. It's just my opinion. They didn't fight, but I think Roy had enough to beat him. But it's he knew. I think even HBO told him this. That fight is huge over there. It's bigger over there because, in the light heavyweight division wasn't, it wasn't popular in America at that time. Still not a real popular division in the States, but it was big in Germany because of Mikucheski, this kind of this countryman who has all his fights there, and all these people show up to see his fights, and he did really good numbers. So Roy did talk his way out of that fight. He did.
Yeah, I thought Roy Jones would beat Mitchell Chevsky, but that was only because there was so little video
exactly
of Mitchell Chevsky. But looking at the video of Mitchell Chevsky, I'm maybe he could have beaten Roy because all the other guys that beat him were just basic fighters, basic 1-2.
Basic
it's not basic. They're really good fighters, but they're really good with their main weapon being the jab and the right hand.
Yeah, if you look at what caused the knockout with Tarver was just basic. It was just righty lefty. Righty shot off his punch. Lefty comes,
yeah, just straight down the middle when he jumps
down
in.
the middle and just knocks him out. Yeah, it wasn't something flashy. Oh, I never seen somebody do that to, try that with Roy. Plenty of guys tried that with Roy. They just didn't land. The difference was Tarver did. He landed.
Yeah, they weren't trying to throw with conviction.
Yeah.
They were always scared of the counter.
They were scared, yeah. They were scared of the counter.
Not to say that,
sort of like
Canelo.
Oh, great. The greatest counter puncher that ever lived.
Man.
I mean, his counter punches are magnets.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. It looked like Jose was trying to fight Canelo too. He was waiting to counter with the left hook, is what it looked like, instead of just.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Trying to set up his own stuff. He didn't really fight a classical Jose Ramirez, where he would pump the jab to set up his stuff. It was he was waiting on Taylor to throw a shot so he could land that left hook like a Canelo, which Ramirez really never does.
I like this comment. I mean, totally ignoring body shapes, right? It's the little guy that's on steroids. Oh boy. Anyway, so what do you guys think about this whole heavyweight debacle that's going on? Now you got, Tyson Fury. I believe he's set to fight Deontay Wilder July 24th in Vegas. And the possibility of AJ Anthony Joshua fighting Usyk or somebody else, but he would have to dump the WBO belt.
I think we were in the same spot that we were exactly last year, where Usyk was supposed to fight Joshua, and Fury was supposed to fight Wilder for the third one, but
Yep.
Wilder cracked his skull, according to his autopsy, and Hearn is keeping Usyk far away from Joshua. It's possible.
Let's start with there. So do you think AJ takes this fight, or do you think like he dumps this belt? And if he dumps it, I mean, what's the appeal of
He's got no choice, man. I don't think anybody wants him to dump the belt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's got no choice, man. He's got no choice. And Usyk's not going to take the step aside, so it's like,
I doubt it too. Yeah, I don't.
You gotta just fight him, man.
But what would be his reason for dumping the belt?
Well, not to fight Usyk, right?
But why? To fight who then? To fight who?
Okay, this is what I heard Eddie Hearn say. He didn't say it like definitely. He basically said, look, if we have to, he put it like, it's very sneaky the way he says things. And then when it happens, don't be fucking surprised like it was some type of coincidence. He goes, if we have to dump the WBO to fight somebody else like Dillian White, I'm like, why? Why would you dump the belt to fight Dillian White? Fuck that. Nobody cares about AJ Fury if it's not for undisputed. It's got to be for, at least I don't care. I don't know about you guys, but in terms of the fight being this $200 million fight, I don't think it has any. It doesn't have the same value if, assuming Fury beats Wilder, and I say that assuming. Don't be surprised if Wilder beats him. I don't know about you guys. Fury is like,
screw Wilder, man.
Yeah, but can you imagine?
Fury versus Joshua should be next, man. Wilder, they had him. Remember, he was in talks to fight the I Walk This Earth as a God guy, but that guy had more money command than Wilder, and then Wilder wanted to fight Trevor Bryan, and Trevor Bryan said, "No, I have more money command than you." And Wilder was looking for something like 20 million or something like that.
I think he wanted 10 million for Charles Martin.
Yeah, some bull crap. And it's like, he's only fighting Fury for money now, because obviously he was trying to strike deals with like 3 or 4 other guys.
Look, I'm picking Fury to beat him again, no doubt. But it would be strange. It would be a fucking black eye to the heavyweight division.
I hope Wilder wins.
Right. I'm not. Wilder.
I don't think he wins. I don't think he wins, but I want him to win.
And and Fury's like, he's, at least to me, he's this kind of guy that I kind of like him because he beat Wilder. I gotta keep it honest, right? But at the same time, I don't like him. He's a very he just reminds me of a con artist, in more ways than like Wilder fanboys. And I'm not talking about you, Dead Game. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about these guys who make a living off of Fury seems worse than them because at least he's smarter. And I just feel like he always knew that this fight was, the more likely scenario was he's gonna have to fight Wilder. It came off that way to me. And it would be, at least to me, it would be funny if Wilder, as much as I don't like Deontay Wilder, not him, but his fans, mainly. Well, it would be fucking funny if he knocked Fury out. It's like, get out of here, bum.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a Wilder fan, bro.
I know.
All through and through. a bomb squad. So I'm all with the theories and all that stuff. I'm with it all. So my thing is this: Wilder took Fury when Fury wasn't boxing. He brought Fury up and put Fury back in the limelight. At that time, Wilder's name between the boxing community was popping, but Wilder's name wasn't popping in just American sports among the casual American people at
Agree.
that time.
He cherry picked Fury and
But you
lost.
do. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, a lot of that's misleading because I believe that Wilder picked Fury because he thought Fury was vulnerable. And hear me out, that game. His plan almost worked. He almost knocked him out in the 12th round. He got
Right.
outboxed the whole fight, but he still almost won. The what he imagined almost came into fruition, right?
But
Then the
but
second fight was different. The second fight was, he had a trainer that said, "Look, you know what you got to do to beat this guy, right? Just put pressure on him the whole fight. He'll collapse."
right.
And that, and so that's what happened. But I think that real quick, I think that going into the first fight, I think Wilder thought to himself, "Look, Fury's a big name. He was the guy. He was the last lineal champion. If I beat him, it was all about staging himself in a fight with Anthony Joshua. I really do believe that he's not like he may have overpriced himself, but I think that that's the one guy that Wilder always felt I could beat that dude. Like I could just beat him. I know I could. I just want a lot of money for it, and his
Now
his plan backfired.
now watch. Now watch. I ask you a
Watch what?
question after I make this statement. Uh Wilder took Fury when Fury was down for the exact reasons you just stated. Because he needed a name,
Right.
and Fury at that time was vulnerable.
Yes.
Okay. He gave Fury a bag. I think he gave Fury 50-50
No,
in
the
that.
first fight, I think he got a little bit more than him. I think he got more. I think it was 60-40. And then the second fight, I could be wrong. You could be right. But I thought it was the other way around. I thought it
Well,
was
it was a
60-40.
bag. Well, he gave him a bag, you know.
He gave him good
Um,
money. He gave him good money, no doubt. He
gave him
did.
good money. He picked him up off the couch though. So he lost.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
No,
Right.
you're 100% right. That's exactly what happened. The guy was 450. God damn.
But
I'm
it,
just no,
but
not 450. I'm over excited. 350. He was 350 pounds. You
yeah,
know.
but that doesn't matter because it's still Tyson Fury.
Agree.
I- You
I do
know,
agree with that.
so okay, first fight, draw fight. Okay, second fight, he got smashed. Okay, after the second fight, Fury's name blew up. Fury's name blew up. I think right now Fury's name is popping more than AJ.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. Now they sold undisputed for a whole year.
Yep.
Boom. It hit no undisputed is bomb squad. Okay. Now watch.
No, I agree with that. I totally agree that I
Now
think
watch.
that was the plan. Go ahead.
Now
Yeah, but
watch.
the
Now
whole
this is my question. This is my question after my statement. My question is this fight bigger now if Wilder win or bigger if Wilder would have won the first fight?
Oh, obviously. Yeah. It would have been, then maybe there wasn't a second fight if he would have won the first time. Let's say,
Exactly.
yeah.
So Wilder's name is going to be popping bigger now because Fury's name is popping bigger now. This is the first time everybody's saying Wilder has no chance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, When was the last time your favorite fighter went into a fight where the people say he had no chance? To
Well,
me, if Wilder win this fight, his name will be popping bigger than AJ in Fury.
yeah, of course, because he would be doing a underdog that that and probably in this case in reality, forget about Vegas, but in reality it would be like people going in will look at this as like, okay, going off the second fight, what are the chances Wilder's improvements has any effect, right? Enough effect to win the fight, that's what I'm saying. I got that, but my point is that this whole thing, the way they sold after he beat Wilder, um, and the arbitration, everybody saying, "Listen, there's nothing there." Allegedly Wilder didn't sign on time enough, and it looked like this fight was going to happen. For the fight to get announced, and then the day after or 2 days after, judge rules in favor of Deontay Wilder, and you got Fury saying, "Look, I'm not paying him any step aside money. We're just gonna have to run this back." The
Sure.
way they were acting was like they knew this was going to happen. Now, here's my other point. Now, I believe when the fight does happen, I believe that Fury will win, but that shit could go south real quick. Okay, it could go south really quick because the one thing about Fury, and I'm not saying he doesn't have any motivation for this fight. Fury is a motivated fighter. In other words, tell me what you think I can't do, and then I go in there and give you the best performance and prove you wrong. So where Wilder, he already reached rock bottom. He already collapsed, right? And which I think was good for him. Now let's see if he learned anything. I have my doubts, but where Wilder he can't hit any lower. What? Okay, let's say the outcome is Fury knocks him out in the second round, knocks him out. Okay, I mean you already beat the guy in the second fight, so this time you did it a little quicker. He's still walking away with $20 million, right? And then Fury could go and fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed if Anthony Joshua doesn't dump his belt and fight Usyk, and assuming that he can beat Usyk, right? There's a lot of ifs, bro. There's so many ifs there. The fight
And
was
look,
there. It was there, and now it's not. You get what I'm saying? Now there's all these obstacles that are in front of it.
Yeah, and
listen,
that's
that
the whole arbitration thing was all bogus anyways, because there was like a 3-month deadline for Wilder, and Wilder was a mental wreck. Like, he showed his face after 1 year and he was like crying and doing all that other stuff, right? I think it was like 1 year or something like that. He was
Something like
gone.
that. Felt like, yeah.
It
It
was
felt he did
crazy.
one original video maybe a week or two after the fight, or a month. I'm not 100% sure, where he's like whispering,
I
talking
loved
about
it.
the Phoenix Bird and all that
I
stuff.
loved it. I loved it, man. I wish you
I
had
know
it
you
to
did,
play it.
like.
Yeah, but he never signed. They never went with the arbitration thing until last week or whatever it was. And it's like a whole year has passed. How can this even happen? Plus, there were already rumors that he was trying to fight like 3 or 4 other guys. Right? So it's
That was
like you
fake.
can throw
That
this.
was fake. That was fake news. What happened was they really pushed that arbitration when Eddie Hearn tried to make the fight with AJ. That's when they really started pushing that arbitration.
Yeah, but it's like, what was it? February 2020 was when that second fight happened. It
Yeah.
was, and Wilder was a mental wreck. So going into the third one, Wilder's going to either die in the ring, right? Because Malik Scott is his new trainer. He's not going to throw in the towel. That's the one rule. Or he's going to knock out Fury. It's either or.
Yeah. It's really, really
Like,
either or.
we might see Fury catch a body.
No, I
Well, I
mean
mean,
the referee could stop it. The doctor could stop
Oh
it. He
yeah, of
could get
course, we know that,
stopped on the corner. I mean, he don't have to die, bro.
but Malik Scott, I think that's his name, right? Whatever his name is, he's more likely not going to throw in the towel. He's going to take Wilder at his word. He's a young man like Wilder too, so you get two young dudes in there. You usually they're like, man, he can handle that shit. He can handle it. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that all the obstacles, man, it's gonna be intriguing. It's gonna be intriguing. And I have a feeling. I don't know how it's gonna go. There won't be a fight for undisputed, regardless of how this turns out. That's my.
So if Wilder win, do you think they make the AJ fight?
they better. Otherwise, man, why is Wilder fighting? Right? If
I mean,
Wilder fights,
I'm talking about will Eddie make the Wilder AJ fight if Wilder
Yeah,
win?
yeah. Herm,
Okay.
you talking about Eddie, right? Yeah, Eddie Hearn will try to make that fight, 100%. And it would probably be a situation where it would have to be 50-50. If assuming like he goes in there and knocks Fury out. Yeah, he's gonna be like, yeah, I want 50-50. And
yeah, he would. But knowing Wilder and seeing his past, just doing what Crawford is doing, he's just trying to get that low risk, high reward, and then just try to build up a fight that they're not actually trying to make. That's why I don't want Wilder to win, but at the same time I do want him to win. Just so it's boxing is like in the
Chaos.
shithole.
Chaos.
chaos.
Salute, OG
Yeah.
Boogie.
What's up, OG?
What's up, people? How's everybody doing?
No, we're just talking boxing. 142 East Coast time, at least for me.
Yeah,
So
I was listening to your conversation about Wilder, and I was looking at the perspective wise. Like, okay, he comes in, he's not going to try to come in heavy like he did the second fight. Okay, and if Fury comes in, he came in at what in that fight, like
270.
273.
273.
Yeah,
Wilder was
okay.
231.
So if Wilder he packed on the muscle, okay, I don't think he could sustain the pace, even though he's practicing now with Malik Scott when he was shifting and all that other stuff. I don't think he can maintain the pace at a 230 pound.
I agree, OG Boogie, because if you actually watch those Wilder tapes that he's doing the workouts with, it cuts after every time he throws a single punch. Like cuts to like 10 or 20 seconds later. It's like,
yeah, and he looks like he's 235 when I saw him.
It's weird.
He looks big. Like what? But I kind of disagree in the sense that, look, I get what you're saying. Like the pace might be. I think I was talking to you about this fight, Scout. You tell me if you remember this. I think we were saying what Wilder did wrong was he backed up way too much in that fucking fight and did nothing. So look, if you look at the first fight, okay, AJ wasn't backing him up. AJ had a total different. Fury. Fury had a total different game plan, and so yeah, he may have been winning more rounds, but he was still in position to punch and fucking knock out Fury. Now, 230-pound Wilder was thinking, if I don't get back, he's not even. I don't even think he's thinking to himself, I'm gonna get backed up. I think he's thinking to himself, look, I don't mind getting pointed by him, every round. If I could put myself in position to throw that punch and drop him this time with 230 pounds, I get him out of there. That's what I think he was thinking about the whole fight. So to me, the weight's not going to really be a big factor because if he's 220, he's getting backed up. He's not punching. He's thinking way too much. The same result, man. He's going to lose the fight.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, he's practicing with Malik Scott in the
Yes.
in the aspect that he's gonna be more proficient with his aggression.
Hold on, real quick. Virtuoso, just mute your mic for a sec.
All right, cool.
Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, he's gonna try to be more proficient with his aggressiveness, since he's practicing the style of maneuvering and attacking at the same time.
Yes, I know
That's
what you
what
mean.
he's learning from Malik Scott.
Mhm.
Okay, and in order to be proficient in that, you have to do your cardio. You have to. I mean, you got to
Yes.
go 100% with that shit and not play around. So, by him being the attacker in the fight, still Fury is going to come in almost 30 something pounds heavier than him, and if Fury comes in lighter than 270, like 265 or something like that,
that's still a lot of weight.
exactly. That's still a big man that's fucking putting mad weight on you. Yeah, Wilder can maneuver, and do that, but still there's going to be a time that he's going to have to catch his second win. And if that man is still doing that to you and putting the weight on you and still, whatever, and then attacking you at the same time, and yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting fight. I like to see the outcome of it. I'm not, I don't like denigrating fighters and stuff like that. I really don't have no favorites in the fight, but I would like to see what's the outcome of it. Would Wilder's new tactic be offensive and be more, how can I say, be more tactical, that he could be able to multiple wear down Fury, and then could Fury use the same aggression what he used before, but at a lighter, like a 10-pound lighter weight? So now he'll have the movement. Now, is Fury going to play with him? That's another aspect you got to look, because Fury like playing around. Right. You know what I mean?
Well, Fury didn't play with him definitely in the second fight.
Right.
And you saw he had a total different game plan. When Wilder's not backing up and he's in position to punch, even though it's just like really the one main punch is like that fucking, the straight, the overhand right.
Yeah.
He's dangerous. When you take that away from him, he's nothing. He's literally, he just stands there. He'll throw some punches at an instinct, you know what I'm saying? But it's not effective, at least when it came to Tyson Fury. And I get what you're saying.
I still say that Deontay Wilder, and I don't want to take too long, I still say Deontay Wilder is an athletic fighter. So in the practice that I've seen on the clips, he's learning how to practice coming out under the jab, throw that body shot, because he still got a good left hook, because he knocked him down with that jab cross hook in the first fight.
Wilder landed a good shot.
Yeah,
he landed a good shot in the first 2 rounds of the fight.
That's what I'm saying. The first knockdown that he did in the first fight, it was more like a cupping in the back of the head type shit. That knockdown that he did was a masterpiece, because he set up that jab. The jab, straight right hand, and then hook at the end. That was a great setup for him, and I was wondering why the fuck he haven't been doing that. But I see that he's practicing with Malik Scott, that mobility to be able to target that. But my curiosity is wondering, could he maintain the pace?
That's going to be interesting. Virtuoso?
I'm chilling, man. I'm doing it right, man. I think this is my first time here. I've never done these late night streams of yours, man. But good to be on, man.
Oh, good to have you, bro.
Yeah. Um, yeah, man. If they say that if you can't skate backwards, right, you can't play hockey. Um, if you can't box like on your back foot, I mean, there's gonna be presenting some problems. And Wilder to me is like um a guy who probably like jerked off too many times and then has that super forearm and bicep and all that stuff, but not much else around. And that's like, okay, yeah, he has definition. He's athletic, but um, coordination is key. And to him to do that over like that to do that um throw those straights and duck underhooks. I mean, yeah, that's what you're seeing. Yeah, you're seeing it with Snap. But when it comes to fight night, I mean, that's got to be in the back of your mind because it's like I feel like there's gonna be more of that flight or fight skills like showing
Yeah,
up.
that he'll
Um,
revert back to like
exactly.
the way he
So
fight. Yeah,
so it begs the question. I mean, why should Fury back off from what he did perfectly in the second fight? Um,
I totally agree. I would keep doing the same thing, and if he
uh-huh.
keeps biting for the feints and he keeps backing up,
Yeah.
and he's not doing anything, I
Yeah.
continue until he stops fighting. In other words, right?
Yeah.
Until the fight is over and he stops. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. So we got somebody
Yeah.
new in here, Captain Mexico. Who are you?
This is the Gypsy King.
Oh, Gypsy. What's going on, Captain Mexico?
Mm.
Dude, I was
Pinche
thinking of what to
way.
put in my avatar. I was like, let me look at my photos. Oh, look, Captain Mexico. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna put this shit up. It's
What's
badass.
going on, Gypsy?
What's up, bro? Here, you
So,
guys.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, guys?
so what do you think about what we've been talking
Greetings and
about?
salutations.
Well, I got here like what 2 minutes ago.
Oh, all right, all right, all
Yeah,
right.
so I'm hearing Wilder back foot, front foot type talk. What else? He should not really box with him. I heard from Timothy Bradley today. Well, it's actually like yesterday. I think that was off of the fight with Undisputed for the 140. Taylor versus
Ramirez.
what's that name? Ramirez. Yeah. So I'm thinking that Wilder. I mean, he still has a shot, man. I'm not gonna take Wilder completely out of the equation, but I think Fury can take his shot now, and I think he should worry about that
He only
because
needs 2 seconds.
oh,
Well,
yeah,
he needs 12 rounds
yeah,
now.
He only
and
needs 2 seconds, man.
he needs a lot more now, bro. A lot more because Fury's just gonna eat that shit like hotcakes and shit. Just walk him down. He's already like confident enough that he can take him down. Because back then when he fought in the first fight, it was like 250. Fury was weighing 250, something like that. Am I right or am I
50,
wrong?
yeah, 255, and Wilder was 210, 212.
Yeah,
He was like
210,
209 or
212.
something crazy.
209, yeah. He was like 200. Dude, he was under 210 at
Nah, he
6'7".
Yeah,
came, that was like after he kind of got dehydrated a little bit. He came in at 212, but he
At
dropped down
fight
to
night.
I think he said he dropped down to 209 or something like that.
yeah. So now the second fight is like 270, and 270 is his bread and like that's where Fury hits hard, bro. And
Yeah.
I think that's what he was like on with Chisora. If you watch that fight with Chisora, they're talking about this gloves and all that shit. I haven't really made a video on that shit, the gloves and everything. But I'm one day I'm gonna make a video on that shit and just break this
When he
shit
was hitting,
down.
I know what you mean. When he fought Chisora, he was around that weight.
Dude, he was hurting Chisora, bro. Every
Yeah, and
shot.
Chisora's
Yeah.
eyes when he would get hit with those. Of course, Chisora's a little different because there is this doesn't mean that he's better than Wilder. I don't want to offend nobody, right?
Yeah.
He there is more of like a better defense to him, right? Where
Yeah.
but he was still getting where I noticed Fury would hit him with these snapping shots, right? So you have to get it off fast because Chisora's like moving his head and shit. So boom, and I would see his eyes go back. Like I'm like, damn, Tyson Fury hits hard, and it makes sense because he's a big dude. That's the way I looked at it.
Yeah, yeah. And then whenever he hurt him, there was a couple occasions he could have stopped him early and he just held on to him to carry him. If you notice that shit in the second fight, not the first one.
Second
The
fight,
second,
yes.
yeah, he
Yep.
carried him, bro. Like he carried him all the way to the 10th round. I think he could have stopped him in like maybe 5 or 4. In the second round, he just rocked the shit out of him. If you watch
I
that
don't think
fight,
Tyson Fury's as I know this is gonna sound crazy. I
Yeah.
don't think he's as good as back then. In terms of, I'm not talking about
yeah,
as a boxer being an effective boxer. I'm talking about like the total ability that he had back then. He was way better on his feet in his younger days, which makes sense. He was younger.
that's true. I mean, he's getting older, so
Yeah,
that makes
so-
sense. Yeah. So I mean, with this AJ shit, man, they're talking about age. Look, man, I think both guys, Wilder and AJ, played Fury. They played him. Wilder didn't sign the rematch clause, and he prolonged that fight. And then the fucking thing came out. Was the corona came around? That was an excuse. He had to recover, bro. He needed like a year to recover off that the skull injury that he has, Wilder. So I could understand that, but he was making an excuse that he could,
was
he
this
could make the
skull
sign.
injury or was his pride hurt?
That's pretty much what it was, yeah.
Probably
Anybody
both.
can answer that.
And AJ's like, "Oh, you didn't sign it, but no, you prolonged that shit, bro. Like, come on. If you got everything prepped up, I'm talking about Eddie Hearn. This fight would have probably happened much earlier, and then we could talk about Wilder again, because there's only one
Yep.
fight.
Yeah, but understand why this thing took so long because of the fucking arbitration ruling. I mean, you gotta understand this thing laid around like a malignant tumor. I didn't even fucking know that I had this shit. That's the kind of thing it is, man. Like this thing like fell way off the boxing news cycle for several months because it was all about it was all about AG and Fury. You know, they even teased it with that video game that UFC video game. They had both of them on the fucking game. They didn't even fucking
As if
release
they were
another
gonna
box.
fight, right? Like as if
Exactly. They were teasing it because it was like this is the more marketable like fight. Um
I think
Fury
it's
had
still
already
gonna happen, bro. Virtuoso,
it,
it's gonna
it,
happen, man.
because it's too much money involved. The guy
well,
that said, hold on, the guy that Fury allegedly, well, that's him saying because you know you never know with Fury. He said that he spoke with the prince, Khalid. I think Khalid bin Salman. I think it's the brother of MBS. That's the
Osama bin
dude that
Laden?
fucking
Oh no, I'm sorry.
no. Mohammed bin Salman, the king of Saudi Arabia. His brother, I think, is like a probably like the defense secretary type of shit. Because you know the military ain't shit. They got ringers, but they got mad money, bro.
Yeah.
That dude basically fucking lured Jamal Khashoggi out of hiding when he tried to blew the lid on the Saudi government funding a civil war against Yemen.
Yeah.
Um, and it was just brutal. It was genocidal type shit. And the reporter blew the lid on it. So this dude, like basically lured him out of hiding, had his goons killed him. Chop him up. You know.
Oh yeah, I remember
I
that.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These people are
that
fucking
was a dude. Exactly. They don't fuck around. Like if they want your bitch that you have a crush on Instagram, they'll grab it from you. They'll fly her over there. Get fucking gangbanged or fucking bukkake the fuck up. So
Holy shit.
They'll give her an
they,
offer
they
she can't refuse.
exactly. So yeah, there's so much money involved in this. That's 155 and like in site fee and then the purses. That
No, I
they're
get
gonna
what you're
do this.
saying. I
They're
get what
gonna
you're
do
saying.
this again. They're gonna do this again. But I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Hearn looks for this thing to try to restart the talks for maybe next year. Because look, I think the UK is gonna have like full capacity crowds next year. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had this, if they fucking, milk this thing, kick the can down the road. You never know. Maybe Fury fights, who know? Maybe fights Dillian White or fights this guy, Joe Joyce, because he's with Frank Warren, so you never know. But
Virtuoso,
yeah.
before I start talking about that, I'm really jealous of those dudes. I wish I was them at this point. The Saudi Arabian guys, the sheiks. Uh, anyways,
You wish you were blood related?
yeah, I wish
Yeah.
I was at this point. Anyways, I think what's gonna happen is this, bro. I think this Wilder fight's gonna happen. I feel like Fury is gonna do the same thing, but you never know. It's fights. Anything could happen.
Mhm.
And then Usyk's gonna probably fight AJ, and who don't know? Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen there? I think maybe Usyk pulls it off. You never know.
Mm.
And
Could.
then there might be a rematch for that one. And then you have the WBC ordering the Dylan White versus Fury fight, and I don't think Fury's gonna avoid. Like, he can't avoid that. I don't think he's gonna be able to avoid that shit unless he just like tosses his fucking belt.
I got a question for everybody. Do
And
you
that'll be a
think
duck.
do you think Fury is going to put a rematch clause in it just in case?
For a fourth fight with Wilder?
Yeah, if he loses.
No,
I
there's
don't.
no more rematches,
Go
brother.
ahead, go ahead, Diggin.
No, Fury. Whoever wins this fight right here is gonna be the WBC champion. They don't have to fight each other again. It's over. No rematch. No more rematch clauses.
Yeah, that's the deal. So when they signed the third fight, when they signed the for the rematch, the deal was Wilder gets a rematch clause. Winner in the third fight gets 60% of the purse, and that's basically it. That's what I remember, Digging. That part. I didn't hear anything about another rematch.
Nah,
Mm.
Fury just get the bigger percentage,
Right.
60-40.
But what I'm getting confused here is Fury the A side or is he the B side in this? Because I'm
No, he's
hearing,
the A side now.
Clearly,
yeah,
he's the
Because the
champion.
fight's going to be more likely. Anybody could jump in and correct me if I'm wrong. It's going to be on ESPN pay-per-view, some shit like that. And basically Al Heyman is kind of like a non-factor in terms of promoting this. Like, okay, he might have like, well, I could show this fight on my PBC Rewind or something like that. But I think as far as like the A side, who's the clear A side? Yeah, it's Fury, but the percentage that's in the contract, 60-40.
You know what? If Al Heyman really wanted to stick it up to Bob Arum, he would put that fight on PBS.
PBC, yeah.
Shit.
PBS, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
No, the thing about Fury Wilder is that Fury Wilder was in December 2018. That was a long time ago, and
Damn, that is a long time ago. Shit.
Wilder fought like a madman too. He was going forward the whole fight, and he was just throwing his hands anywhere. And Fury, even though Fury was completely out of shape, he was able to dodge most of them. So
look,
who
man,
knows, man?
I like Wilder before that fight. After that fight, all the shit that he said just made me like fucking dislike this dude. Like, come on, bro. Like, how much crap can you make up?
Well,
Just stick
after
with one
that,
or two things, you know. Kovalev made a lot of crap after Ward, but it wasn't as much, you know. This
At
is
least it was.
ridiculous.
At least it was warranted, though.
Nah,
Yeah.
Wilder only came out twice since all of that, bro. It was the fans. Wilder
Yeah.
made only two statements. Wilder been so quiet, man. I
no,
mean,
he was on 78's
yeah,
channel.
okay, three statements,
But he
right?
did throw. He did throw Breland under the bus. I mean, come on. He said the guy spiked his water. Um,
I'm still waiting for his autopsy.
yeah, listen.
Wow.
Obviously, his brother wasn't. His brother doesn't know what autopsy means because you don't perform an autopsy on somebody who's still alive, right? There'll be no need to. I don't even think that there was like a fucking dent in his skull or anything like that. I just think his pride was hurt, bro. That's all.
He had a hematoma.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
hematoma. That's
bro, I saw Matrix. I saw actual X-rays of a hole in his skull, bro. I don't know if that was real or not, but
the skull.
yeah, bro, there was a
Oh my
bunch of
god.
it.
Do that with
Oh,
a
He
punch.
might as well have a hole in his skull because he is dumb.
Yeah, yeah,
I
It
mean,
was
yeah.
a
if you
hematoma,
say it
and
that,
then
okay, yeah, but
it was a hematoma, and when you press the ant swell on it, it caused that indentation.
No, he showed
it
the
wasn't.
X-rays, man. That's like definitive proof that his skull actually got caved in.
Nah. It's exactly what he said. It was that hematoma, bro. He didn't. It wasn't no dent, bro. I mean,
But
I
But
don't
Daniel,
even.
you will
I
admit,
can guarantee you one thing. His eardrum was fucked up.
yes, that I would say, and I
Fucked
think
up.
that that's what really fucked him up too,
Pretty
right? And
much.
it's just an awkward place to get fucking hit, because you could
Yeah.
see when he got hit. I, I was watching that fight and I put it on slow mo, right? Because I thought I saw something and I was like, Wilder is grimacing before he hit the floor. You can hear him go like when like something just out of nowhere makes you just makes you fucking you can feel like an excruciating pain. And then he hits the floor and he kind of like he ignores the pain at that moment because he's down. He's like, oh shit, he punched me. What the fuck is going on? Like he had that kind of reaction. But on his way down, try to do it on super slow motion. You'll see that he's grimacing.
Yeah.
He's like in pain before he hits the floor, before he even goes
Dude,
down.
when he caught him with that right hand and I saw that ear bleeding, I was like, this fool's balance is out the window, bro. He's
Yeah.
But
gonna
they
get
Hmm.
said it
fucked
was
up,
just a
man.
scratch. They said it was a scratch.
No, bro, that was an eardrum exploding. Like his balance, the balance is in your ears and shit. That's how your brain knows how your balance is out.
Well, I
And
don't know if he busts
yeah,
his
no, he
eardrum.
fucked that up, bro. Because when he punched him in the body, he just fell because he didn't have no balance going on. I was like, this is fucked up, man. He just got him with a nice right hand, and he's just not gonna be able to handle the punches. He's just gonna be like
Yeah.
all over the place.
Well, then there might be some hope for him. I mean, what's the chances of you getting hit with that shot again, and it scratches you or busts your eardrum?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think it was just a scratch. I think he got the same hit AJ got hit with. It was that equilibrium shot. Fury was aiming for that equilibrium shot. So to me, that's what I think it was. Fury caught him, knocked him upside the head with that equilibrium. I don't think his ear was like bleeding like y'all say, bro. It was bleeding because it was scratched.
That's
So
what
I
I
Nah,
think
thought. That's what I
it
thought
was
too.
it was it was bleeding from the inside. It was coming out from the. If you watch it
nah,
again,
they
I'm
Yeah, it
gonna
nah they
agree.
was.
yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Captain Mexico here and say that it was that
Captain
hematoma
Mexico.
got so big that it popped.
Shit.
It popped in the back of his ear.
Oh man, that's
Mm.
painful. Look,
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. It didn't look like a cut.
you know what? The one thing I said to myself, going away from that fight was, damn, Wilder may be a sick motherfucker, but there's some bravery there, because, dude, like, why would you want to keep fighting? He's gonna kill you, bro. Like,
Yeah,
seriously, he's gonna.
Wilder has more heart than AJ. I can guarantee you that much. Much, much more heart.
And
Probably.
another point
Didn't
I
he
was gonna
get up?
bring up was his
Didn't
right
he get up
hand.
when he got knocked down again, like this for the 18th time against Ruiz? Like, let's come on.
Bro, he
No,
got
AJ.
up. Virtuos, he got up. But after that, he just like, he was looking at the coach and he's like, yeah, I don't want none. I could see it. Like, he's like, he don't want none anymore. And he's acting, the referee's like, walk forward. He doesn't even walk forward anymore. He didn't
Yeah,
want none anymore, bro. He was just quitting already. But Wilder, fucked up as it is, his eardrum all fucked up, he still wanted to keep going. And I respect him for that.
yeah.
I like that shit. But,
I mean,
afterwards, yeah.
I mean, I thought Joshua had the same balance issue, like just holding on to the ropes. Like, remember, he had one knockdown against Ruiz, and I think he blew his load from that point on.
Hey
I think he
guys,
wanted him out to come back.
real quick, guys. I'm gonna step away for like 5 minutes. You guys, take over.
All right, cool.
all right, peace. I gotta go, man. Y'all have a good one, fam.
Peace,
Peace
there,
out.
gang.
All
All
right,
right,
there,
Peace,
gang.
Jack. Man.
Jumping on, bro.
all right.
All right.
So you think? Oh man, I was gonna ask him if he thought or Wilder or Fury was gonna win, but again with the right hand with Wilder, I think it's like shattered to the point where he can't really throw it, and so going back from 2018 to now 2021, who knows what condition it's in because he's only fought. I think he fought Brazil and Luis Ortiz, but he only threw something like 10 punches a round. crazy.
That's possible, but the thing is, though, this fool's hand is broken multiple times, and he's his arm actually too. It's not just hand.
Yeah.
Maybe not his hand, but I'm saying his arm is most like the bicep tears and everything like that. He's actually getting more harder punches off of it
He also
because
got
the
he got
metal's inside his arm.
titanium in his
Yeah,
forearms and his hand.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't hurt you when you throw your own hand, though.
A
actually,
person that has
yeah.
titanium, yeah, it don't hurt you.
Mm.
It's just a question. It's who knows, right? I
What
think only Wilder would know.
AJ's situation, bro, it was he got hit in the temple in the right spot. It wasn't the eardrum like Wilder's. The eardrum of Wilder
Yeah.
exploded. It was
Yeah.
bleeding out, bro.
Mm.
That was
But
just
AJ on one of those
yeah.
knockdowns, like I say the second or third, he got cut behind the back of the head. So he kind of pulled him down a little bit. He was going on the way down anyway, but
I think AJ is so used to controlling the referee in his own fights that when he fought Ruiz in New York, he had no control of it, and that's why he was standing in the corner like he didn't know what was going on. Because you can
I
see it.
just think I think that he took Ruiz too easy because he was more generated toward his anger was to fucking pharmacy.
Yeah. I think he wanted to prove out there like just how much of a of a threat he was in the heavyweight division. He tried to knock him out, but
Yeah,
after Brazil went poof, you know,
yeah.
with that after that
Fucking
right head hit him, he wanted to show the American fight fans a highlight reel, and he failed at that.
yeah.
Cool.
He just took Majin Buu, the Mexican assassin, lightly. That's what it was.
Destroyer.
Question though, guys, was there a VADA test in that fight or no?
Which one?
Oh, for the AJ Ruiz, the first one.
I think
Yeah,
so, right?
yes, it
'Cause
was.
they tested Big Baby Miller. So they had to obviously test
Could that
AJ
been the
too.
reason why AJ was off his rockers? Because you could see it when he got in the ring before he even fought.
Yeah.
He was just not like feeling right and everything. He's like looking up in the fucking stadium and everything, taking deep
I lo-
I
breaths.
just think that he took Ruiz too serious. I mean, too not serious, and he thought it was going to be, oh, I'm going to just go in there and knock him out. That's why when he knocked him down, he went aggressive on him. And, come on. Hispanic fighters, they got that shit called bola. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We live up to a fucking fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Now I
feel you.
heard. Now I heard it was rumored that AJ was concussed like during training camp, like his
I
sparring
don't
partner.
I don't
Is
believe
that?
so.
Yeah, I don't know
It could
for
possibly
sure.
happen.
I
I
heard
can.
everybody heard that rumor, but they showed the guy
Yeah,
and it was like Tony DeWeco, and then he fought some guy and it was like this guy wouldn't touch AJ at all. It's just
yeah,
completely unbelievable in my opinion.
Well, you know what I don't understand though? It's like he fought Parker, right? And Parker, when he went, that was like the first time he went 12 rounds. And Parker had a tough fight with Ruiz. I'm pretty sure you've seen the fight. As I mean, somebody must have told you between Parker and Ruiz, and that Ruiz almost cut it close. He might have taken it. He might have. In some people's eyes,
Yeah.
he won.
Yeah,
How can you
but see,
take
Yeah.
that fight lightly, bro? Like, I mean,
but the reason why is because he came in heavy. Joshua came in heavy for Ruiz, and he should have came like the second fight and not so muscle bound, and that's why it made it more easier because yeah, Ruiz have the faster hands than him, but he's stationary.
No, I don't think so. It's I saw the second fight and AJ when he doesn't move his head, he turns his head. right? So he turns his head, but his head is still in the same spot. And when Ruiz punches, right, he's aiming for the chin. But if AJ turns his head, it now turns to the back of the head. And what AJ was doing in that second fight was he was controlling the ref like he always does. He was saying, "Hey, this guy can't punch the back of my head," but really, should have been allowed that Ruiz could punch him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
But so every time Ruiz would try to throw a punch or even think about throwing the punch, it looked like the referee was going to try to step in.
But that's how Ruiz throws his punches. He loops it.
Yeah, but let's
He
say
does.
that head is still in the same spot, right? So all AJ did, he didn't move his head. All he did was turn his head. So now he's exposing the own back of his head and waiting for the ref to stop Ruiz from throwing or deduct points from throwing. And I don't think that's actually not, the ref
Virtuoso,
isn't supposed to do that.
I'm
Oh.
sorry, Spice Guy, real
I got a
quick.
mute.
It's. Do you have like something on? Because it's like that echo sound.
Oh, I think
I'm hearing the
it's,
same shit.
all right, let me see if I can lower the volume on this.
Yeah, me too.
Hold on.
Is that from me?
No. I think that's Virtuoso. It's like an echo.
I think you have to have your headphones on.
Oh, did he?
No,
Yeah, I
think
have my headphones on, but I don't understand why y'all hear echo.
Now I
Doesn't
don't
make
hear
sense.
it. Yeah, I don't hear it.
Oh, now you don't hear it?
Nope.
Yeah, probably because I
Yeah.
lowered the volume on the speaker.
Okay, that's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're on a laptop or something?
No, I'm on my phone. It's just that whenever I have the headphones volume up, because this thing has a volume dial. You know, I guess people hear an echo, so I got to lower the volume on the headphones.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead, continue, guys. With I guess you guys were talking about AJ.
Well, we were talking about
Fights.
AJ Ruiz too,
Yeah.
and I was talking about how Joshua was using the ref to his advantage because he wasn't moving his head, he was turning his head, and the ref was stopping Ruiz from firing. But I believe had the ref not interfered so much, Ruiz would have knocked him out again.
Nah, I don't think so. Ruiz is too stationary.
Yeah,
He's too.
he kind of came in just like looking to just counter and knock him out. Like there was no other game plan other than that.
You know what Ruiz has? Like, even though obviously he trains combination punching and all that stuff, but he has that moment in time. It's just comes natural with certain fighters where they see opening on the face, whenever they see any kind of opening, they just throw that shit. Just throw it, bro. Just you see it, just throw it. And he's really good with his hands. He's fast, so he just catches all. He caught in angles that AJ didn't even see coming. Just like AJ went to the side, the right side. He caught him with the left, and then he caught him with the right after he moved into him. Some weird ass angles that AJ couldn't even see coming at all. But the sad thing about it is the second fight he just fucking went 30 pounds overweight. Took all this,
but
all the shit that he did. His feet he got slower, and I don't know, man. That fight was weird. This fight kind of reminds me of Hasim Rahman and Lennox Lewis. In the first fight,
Not even
Lennox
close.
Lewis got I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Not because stylistically and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something else. Rahman knocks out Lennox Lewis in the first fight. Come second fight. Rahman is doing. I wish I could just show it in my video. I could show you in video. He just like stiffens his arms up like 3-4 times in a row. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? You trying to get knocked the fuck out? Rahman, bro. I'm talking about Rahman.
Yeah. No, on the first fight with Rahman, he took Rahman as, oh, he's a journeyman. I'm gonna take him out. Next thing you know, he got backed up. His hands was down. Boom! Here comes the right hand. Pow!
Yeah, he came in better in shape, Lennox Lewis in the second fight. But Rahman was doing some weird shit, bro. Like, if you watch the fight, like he's stiffening out his arms. He's putting out his arm, both of his arms, not one arm, like a jab. Like he's
that's
doing.
How he got knocked out.
I'm like, he did it over and over again. It's like, are you intentionally doing this to get knocked the fuck out because you paid to get knocked the fuck out, or are you doing it because you have no answer because it didn't see.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird, bro. It was pretty
Shit,
fucking
that
weird, you know.
motherfucking knockout that he took, man. Shit, I wouldn't want to take $2 million to get knocked the fuck out like that. Fuck that.
Yeah, I know. You could say that, but at the same time, it was pretty weird because he didn't fight the same fight that he fought
Well,
the first fight.
the Tyson fight was right on the horizon, so some people feel the only problem with that is that Don King was trying to Don King was involved with that. I mean, unless you're doing a deal behind Don King or you're adding him in it to get like. Look, boxing is a corrupt sport. I don't put nothing past opponents taking a dive, especially what I've been seeing lately.
Yeah, you see.
So for the AJ versus Ruiz second one, remember Ruiz was the champion, and everybody was saying like, you as the challenger, Anthony Joshua, you must go in and knock out Ruiz.
Yes,
that was like the pre-fight. Everybody was saying that Ruiz is the champion. You have to take it back from him. And so Ruiz, I mean, obviously he just fattened up and he was waiting to counter AJ. But AJ was treated as like still the champion. Like all of a sudden it just changed during the fight. Oh, AJ
Ruiz was
still
a
the
blip.
champion. Yeah.
Ruiz was a bump in the road.
Yeah.
You know, that they weren't expecting, that type of thing.
They didn't treat Ruiz as a champion. So like your expectation for Joshua.
What did Ruiz get for that fight? Anybody remember? What did he get in that rematch?
I think 8 million, 10 million, somewhere around
I
there.
heard 15 million.
15 million. Yeah, I think it was that. I think it was 15. Because remember, they did this in Saudi Arabia, I believe. And they gave AJ like 60 million, some shit like that. It was fucking crazy.
Close to 70 million.
So you're right. Fight Scott's right. I mean, he got more money. AJ got more money percentage wise. Maybe I'm wrong about that in terms of the first fight, but he definitely made more money because I don't think he got 60 million to fight Ruiz for the first time.
Is it me that or Ruiz fixed his teeth?
He did. He fixed his teeth, yeah. Hey, listen. He got like Dead Game was saying. He got the bag, right? A big bag at that.
Yep, with Snickers.
Yeah.
Don't fix your teeth until after you're done with boxing, man.
Yeah, because they're gonna get
pretty
fucked
much.
up again.
Yeah.
Saunders did the same shit. Now his face is all fucked up.
In your opinion. The only thing that we know for sure is that it was a black eye. That's the only thing we know for sure.
I mean,
No, he pretty much broke his shit.
No, bro, you could see that shit indented, bro. It went
like you could he had no cheek, bro.
yeah, if he did that, and I'm not gonna say that he didn't. Where the fuck is this iron fist power? This guy's getting this shit from, bro.
Yeah, we need the X-rays from his autopsy.
See,
to prove that he broke his face.
With the Saunders thing against Canelo, yeah, we all know Canelo. They say he stacks, whatever. Stitch Durant said no, but other people are saying yeah, whatever. With Saunders, the whole thing about him, I didn't believe how he just kept ducking down like that, and then Canelo is a fucking uppercutter. And he's a body shot master. So why the fuck are you gonna keep ducking down into the fucking punch?
I know why. Because
because
Canelo no, seriously, Canelo, it's either two things, right? So let's not do the first thing because how that it's not impossible, right? It's not possible. So let's go with the second thing, right? Well, what we're seeing. Then Canelo has just this tremendous ability of bringing out the worst out of his opponents. That's it.
okay, all right. I know what you're going.
Billy Joe, he did not look good in that fight. He looked like a straight up bomb.
No, bro, he looked good. Look, honestly, I gave him 4 to 3 rounds. Some people had him actually winning until he got knocked the fuck out. Well, not knocked out, doctor stoppage, cheek broke, whatever.
Quit.
Yeah, quit. You can call it a quit. The thing is, though, with Billy, I understand. Like I was saying the same shit. I mean, I made a video. I picked Saunders. I was like, maybe he could box him out. Maybe he could pull it up. I rolled the dice, bro.
No,
Yeah, I know. I
You roll
rolled
the
the
dice.
fucking dice, bro. I fucking roll. I mean, I could easily win with Canelo, but the thing
terrible
is,
bet.
though, I think he didn't go with the game plan that they gave him, and he started to when he got hit a couple of times. He's like, I could take this full shots, and then he ducked in. I mean, he did a looping right because he's a southpaw, right hook, and his head dropped down, and Canelo's hand is moving up in the same process, and then next thing you know, his cheekbone's broken. You know, I think he had a problem. He thought he could. I don't know what he was thinking throwing that right hook like that. I mean, he did it multiple times in the first round. He did it in third, fourth. I don't know. I can't remember the exact rounds, but he did it multiple times until Canelo saw that shit and took advantage. It's a dumb move. I think he could have went 12 rounds if he did not do that shit and get caught with that heavy ass shot because Canelo puts a lot
He
behind that
was on his
shot,
way
the lead hand.
from what I was seeing. He was on his way to losing a 12-round decision, right? Like he was on that
Yeah,
path.
yeah.
But he got caught in the eye. Look, I'm not gonna say for sure, it's bullshit. He could have broke his fucking face. It's possible, but all right. We already know the guy's been busted for being a drug cheat, right? Like he got busted, right? He wasn't doing shit like that against guys when he was at 154, and people would say, "Well, he was young. He was young." Okay, I get all that. He wasn't doing that at 160 either. Okay, he wasn't breaking people's faces and stuff like that. So it's just weird the way Canelo fans. I'm talking about fanboys. I'm not talking about like you're just a fan of his. You know how they're like, come on, man. Everything you see is just like
As
it is what
Captain
it is.
Mexico, I like to disagree
Go ahead,
because.
Captain Mexico.
Anyways, I'm gonna say this, man. I think the Clem Bureau played a huge part in his strength, whatever he's taking on top of that. But I think his punching that he's doing right now, he didn't do it as much in his 154, maybe not as much in 160 when he first started. But when I saw it more in the Caleb Smith fight and the Triple G fight, he's putting a lot of work on that body shot.
He's
Yes.
putting
that
a
he
lot of
throws.
work in his loaded gloves.
That's probably another thing. Well, okay, we can say that, but he is putting a lot of work behind that shit too.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. He is, and I think some of the shots that he was landing on Caleb Smith, he was like, I think it was bone crushing shots, bro. You can tell that he's putting like a lot of pop behind that shit.
No, he
Like,
definitely is.
yeah,
I know. I see exactly that. When they say Canelo has this increased improvement, I really don't see it. What I do see is that a guy is super strong and super confident that he's stronger than the guys that he's fighting. That's what I see. The improvement, I don't really see it because he's basically one punch at a time now. He kind of just plots forward, one punch at a time. He's digging to your body, and then he's seeing what else is open, and then he lets off that shot. That's basically what I see from him.
I don't disagree with the drugs. I don't disagree with probably loaded gloves because I wouldn't know, honestly. But the punch that he throws, there's something behind it. And if he gains something out of that over time, I saw him punch the bag numerous times in that same shot, bro. Like, and he taught that shit to Ryan Garcia, where Ryan fucking nuked Campbell with that shot.
He taught him how to load his gloves because Ryan Garcia wasn't punching hard at
Probably.
all before he met Canelo.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you could say that as well. But the thing is,
Allegedly.
though, the drugs, that Ryan Garcia with his anxiety issues and depression, he's not fighting anymore. He's claiming retirement. It's probably because of the drugs that he's fucking taking.
That's
It's
like
most likely.
the whole AJ thing versus Ruiz, the first one where he was in a weird mental state, right? It's like his hormones were out of whack from his abuse of steroids, allegedly. From his alleged abuse of steroids, I should say.
But we already know that this is not up for debate. Like, we already know that fighters can take with a TUE. That's not That's not even like a fucking. That's not even alleged. That's just it is what it is. So it's it's the question becomes who's allowed to take and who's allowed to take more. And I think that we're
Yeah.
seeing in certain fighters' case that there's a lot of that going on.
You know, you could say the same thing about Pacquiao. I mean, this guy's hitting like I like Pacquiao. Don't get it wrong. I don't really hate him. I don't really like him so much, but I like what he's done for the sport, and I enjoy watching his fights. Um, and Pacquiao, he's strong as fuck, bro. I mean, 8 divisions. He's moved up, bro. I mean, think about it. What is this motherfucker on, bro? Like,
Well, okay, here's the
yeah,
question, right? And I hear you, and I don't rule it out. The question then becomes: are his opponents being limited to not taking? Because a lot of times I saw opponents of Pacquiao, they came in super ripped for the fight. Like you cannot, dude. Go look at Timothy Bradley in all 3 of the fights, but especially the third fight, bro. The third fight,
I
he
hear you.
was a bodybuilder in that fucking ring, bro. He looked like like a little midget bodybuilder. That's what he looked like, and he was super strong. He was hitting Pacquiao, and Pacquiao was like, "Damn, this dude is hitting hard. Like he's hitting extra hard."
Mm.
So I've seen a lot of opponents, and we've seen with Marquez. Marquez, again, I'm not saying he took, but he had this new and improved body, this hulkish body in the third fight, and the fourth fight. Forget it. He was just
Yeah, he was
looked like,
ripped.
yeah, he was ripped. So
Yeah.
you see, what I'm seeing is, and I'm gonna take this back to Canelo. I don't want to just seem like I'm picking on him, but he is the star of he is the face of boxing. It looks like these guys are weak when they come into the ring. They're just weak, and Canelo is fucking super strong. He looks like the Hulk. I think he looked bigger in this fight coming in than any of his fights. Like he was big when he fought Kovalev at 175, but he
Mm.
was ripped and big at the same time. Going into this fight, he's
Uh,
got that whole pregnant belly thing going on with the muscles coming out. Like, come on, man. Let's just be fucking honest. This dude is
yeah.
on something,
Hmm.
and it's not that he's on something and the other guy's not. It's that they're testing those guys, so they got to be careful. Where I don't know about the testing when it comes to Canelo. They say he's passing every test, but
To me, the biggest obvious one was when he went from the first Triple G fight to the second one, bro. That was like night and day. Night and fucking day, bro. I don't know. I mean, like he couldn't stand toe to toe, and then next thing you know, he's
standing
standing
toe to
toe to
toe.
toe, bro. I was like, what the fuck just happened? What is this guy on? The cocktail is some real shit, bro. Like he's on some
Hmm.
real cocktails, bro. Shaken, not stirred, bro. Like the fuck, man. Yeah, and I can imagine just off of that, I was like, bro, if he keeps taking whatever he's taking, next thing you know, this we see this guy in cruiserweight. I was like,
Mm.
it's a possibility. It's not out there. I could already see him beating Peter Beef. I don't see him. I have seen him. The most toughest fight I see him is Bivol, but
Now think
Peter
about what
Beef,
you're think about what you're saying.
yeah,
Think about what you're saying, right? I'm not knocking it. Canelo can beat Beterbiev
yeah, yeah. I know, right? I know, right? It's crazy. I
because
mean,
the Beterbiev that I saw in his last fight, dude, he looked like if that Beterbiev does not come in to fight Canelo, it's a fixed fight, bro.
Mm.
It's if it's like, I had a bad training camp, so for some reason my muscles are not popping out the way the way it usually is, But don't worry, I'm 100% ready for this fight.
you seen
You
what
know,
Peter Beef does for training? You got anyone of you guys seen how he trains, Peter Beef?
no.
Trains
Oh
like in the
man,
mountains, right?
dude, no, no. I've seen him.
Versus
Um,
bears.
I've never seen it. No, not that, bro. I've seen him do
You're
some
thinking
crazy
about
shit.
Khabib.
Push-ups, push-up wise. He does finger push-ups. He bounces with his fingers, thumb, this, and all kinds of angles, wrist, everything, just nonstop for like hours. That's what he does with his like rock hard fingers, pretty much at this point.
Yeah,
He's got.
it builds like I guess it builds stronger hands.
I haven't seen anybody do that though. That's only him. He does that only. Not even Triple G. I haven't seen do that. Triple G is strong too, but Triple G does some other weird shit.
Yeah, Triple G
Yeah.
takes the what is it? Is it 30 or 40 pound what's that shit called again? I'm drawing a blank of it. It's like a
Dumbbell?
Weighted
No, not
weighted
dumbbell.
vest.
Kettlebell.
the
Kettlebell?
kettlebell. The kettlebell.
Oh,
Yep.
kettlebell. Okay.
He takes it and he just moves his wrist and he it's 30 pounds in one hand and he just with his wrist he flips it to the other side. I think he was showing who the fuck it was.
Teofimo Lopez?
Teofimo Lopez. Yeah.
He couldn't even do one, bro. That shit was ridiculous.
Yeah. Teofimo was like, damn, bro, you fucking strong, bro. Yeah. I tried it and I couldn't do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
30 pounds? I could probably pull it off. I don't know.
I did it, but I moved my forearm, but it's not the same thing. He's moving it with his wrist. He's just doing it with the wrist, man.
I gotta try that now.
There's actually a different workout for that, where you grab a stick and you drill a hole in the middle, and you tie a string, and the string goes to a weight, and then you use your wrist to roll up the weight.
Oh, what? Oh, wait, okay. Wait.
Okay, so imagine you got like a foot long rod, right? You drill a hole in the middle. You drill a hole in the middle, and you put a rope under there, and then you hang some weights at the bottom, and then you stick your arm out shoulder length, like parallel to the ground.
Gotcha.
And then you roll it up using only your wrists.
Only your wrists. Yeah, that's got to be hard, man.
It's something that they teach in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you have to work up. You have to work up to it. You're not gonna just do 30 pounds right away.
No.
Dude, wrestlers are so strong, bro. Like they fucking have. If you could wrestle real good, you can win You can win a lot of street fights. I don't care how tough that guy
for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Like with the whole wrist thing, that workout thing, I got up to like 75 pounds, right? And it's very hard because the goal is to reach Bruce Lee, where Bruce Lee was able to do like 150 pounds or something like that. Ridiculous. Something using that
kettlebell?
Where you stand up straight and you hold that rod, the rod with the hole in it, and then you
they said he did 150?
Something like that. Something like that.
But damn, I can't believe that. That's got to be some bullshit.
I mean, you got to work up to it. I mean, I got up to 75 in high school, right? Like as a sophomore.
Did you wrestle Fight Scout?
No, but I knew a lot of wrestlers.
Gotcha.
So like,
but you played football.
I played football.
Yep. Yeah.
Played basketball and then did track. So
track.
Well, my brother, my older brother was a wrestler.
Yeah, I got a younger brother that I got a bunch of brothers, but
yeah, I got a whole bunch of brothers too.
Yeah, me too.
And
one of my younger brother was like real quiet, and he was nothing like me and a few of my brothers, right? His thing was wrestling and track, and he played football too because obviously he can fucking run his ass off. And I remember, I'm older than him by like 5 or 6 years or something like that. And I remember being stronger than him when he was like fucking 18 and I'm 24 or some shit like that, right? I was still a lot stronger than he was. And again, like quiet soul compared to like me and my other brothers, right? Real quiet. But he became so fucking strong, man. Like we will wrestle, and I got one brother, a younger brother who's a little younger than him, by like a year or two, and he's super strong. But my brother would fuck him up if it look, that's his brother, right? So he's not gonna take him. But like we were like playing around in the fucking backyard and shit, and dude, he took us down. Like I wouldn't say easily, but I was like, if this was a real fight and he didn't know us, he'll kill us, bro. Fucking smash our face in once he gets us to the floor.
Dude, I know what you guys are exactly talking about, bro. When I was in the army at boot camp, we had this little dude, national champion, at wrestling.
My brother was a county champion, just to let you know.
Yeah, this fool was a national champion. Probably he's like what? He was like maybe like 5. What was he? Like 5'4", or 5, something like that. Short dude, small kid. Nobody. I'm talking about nobody in that boot camp could fuck with that kid, bro. He wrapped around everybody like pretzels, including me. Nobody. Like we had guys 6'2", we had guys 6. Dude, like nobody, bro, nobody. I mean, I fucked around with most of them. That's the one kid I couldn't beat, bro. I did everything. I made his nose bleed, like wrestling. Just not. I'm not talking about serious like busting each
Yeah.
other
You
up and
guys,
shit.
I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. And I had him on a fucking chokehold. His nose started fucking bleeding, bro, and he somehow got out of that shit, bro. I was like, what the fuck, man?
It's
And
the
he got on
technique,
top,
man. It's just
dude.
all about yeah. It's
And he
all about
Yeah,
wrestled with this
dude.
one dude, massive white boy we had, bro. This fool grabbed him, fucking slammed him on the fucking concrete, grabbed him, slammed again on the concrete. He just finally gave up and he took him down, bro. That was just insanity, bro. I was like, what the fuck? What is this kid on?
He
You know what I
probably
mean?
knows
Like,
how to
He was
use
the
his
national
technique.
champion.
yeah,
His
national
technique. If
champion,
he's a
bro.
national champion, you're pretty good at wrestling. That's all
Yeah,
about
but
technique. He knows
the
probably
thing
like a
about
lot of sweeps, like passes, that type of thing.
yeah,
You
so
know,
like the best are the very best at slamming. So when you're trying to get up to that state level or to that national level, the way you go about it is slam, get off of them, slam, get off of them, slam, get off of them. It's not like actually trying to traditionally wrestle. It's like you need that power and that explosiveness.
Yep.
So it's not like you're trying to hold them down and trying to pin them, right? To get to that state or the national level, what you're trying to do is you're picking him up and you're slamming him as many times as you can to score as many points.
Dude, I was like, the only way I could beat this dude is to like clock him in the face before he gets my legs. That's the only way I could get him, bro.
No,
If
the way
he,
you can get to a
yeah.
wrestler is with the guillotine. So
I
yeah.
tried that, bro. He got out of that shit, bro. I got him on the. I wrapped my legs. I fucking went back. Everything. I mean, I hear him like squealing and shit, and he still got out, bro. Like I was like, what the fuck is man? Come on, you should be able to get this dude. He's small, you know. Like
I
it's fucking
remember,
irritating, bro.
I remember my dad saying, and he told us this. He was the brother I'm talking about. We call him Bo, like Bo Jackson.
Oh,
So he's like you and your other brother are gonna be really tough dudes. You're gonna be like, you guys got good hand size. You're gonna be able to fight with your hands. He goes, but Bo, if you look at his legs, he's gonna be stronger than all of you guys. And we all have like pretty big legs. Like I'm 6'2", so I'm kind of long. My other brother that he's talking about, he's about what 6 feet maybe. He's kind of like long too, but he's got like the stocky build. My brother, who's like more or less my pop's height, or my pop's height was like he was like 5'10". I think my brother might be 5'11" or not, maybe 5'10". So he has the same kind of body build where it's about the legs, bro. The fucking legs are like, I'm not saying they're bigger than ours, but the way it's compound, it's all like, you can just see this dude, everything comes from the legs. That's where it
Yeah,
comes
the
from.
thing is with legs, it's kind of weird, man. Sometimes people got slim ass legs and they're like really fucking strong
Strong.
with their
Yep.
legs. Yeah,
Yep.
like
I
horse
know.
like
legs and
Wilder.
shit, bro. Yeah, like
Like
Wilder got
Wilder.
strong
Yeah,
legs, bro.
that's true.
There's
That's
no
true.
way Wilder has weak ass legs. I can't see that. He
I
just
don't
doesn't
know. It
have
looks
that
weak to me.
muscular fucking legs. Yeah, it looks weak because it's slim as fuck.
Slim for his
But
size. Slim
yeah,
for his size. Yeah. That's
it
why
just
he
doesn't mean
weighs.
shit.
Because I'm saying to myself, dude, if he's 215 at 6'7", and I know plenty of guys my height 6'2" that are, either my weight, 215 to 225, somewhere around there. It's got to be the legs then. You know what I'm saying? His legs got to be small. They're long, but they're small. But yes, there are dudes with skinny legs that are fucking really strong. And it makes sense because when your legs are kind of skinny, what is it? It's all muscle then, right? If you're gonna be
Yeah.
an athlete, it's got to be all muscles then.
Dude, I saw this one brother in the gym. This was like when I was like 17, 18 years old, maybe younger. I don't remember. And this fool had like how many plates on each side squatting? It's like fucking 6 plates
But
on each side.
did you see Canelo fucking um
This fool had skinny legs though that I'm talking about. He's a black dude, fucking skinny ass
oh I
legs,
got
bro.
yeah.
He's just like skinny ass fucking legs. He looked like a cracker from outside, bro. Straight up, like he didn't look like he's like he's like homeless clothes and everything, bro. Like straight up, like
Just
outside, just
strong
came
as
in and
fuck,
fuck
yeah.
yeah, and he just fucking picked that 6 plates on each side, bro. Max I ever went was 4 plates, bro. This fool went 6 fucking plates and just went down and up, went down and up, like maybe I don't know, five reps. Put it back, had a little conversation, went back at it again. This is fucking ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck, man? As skinny as legs, it don't mean shit, bro. Like I don't believe that crap, honestly. Skinny legs, it just
There's
all
truth to
comes.
that.
Yeah,
I noticed in Florida, a lot of the skinny dudes had like this explosive power from the legs and the arms. You know, like they just like really strong dudes. You know, that's why, you know, they when they say, look, that guy's got weak legs, what they really mean is when I punch him, right? When I get a punch off, his legs buckle. Yeah, that will happen for a guy like Wilder, and you've seen it happen a couple of times. But he is strong. Like don't get it twisted, because he's gotten hit with big shots and he ain't go down. Right? That tells you that he's strong, but his legs will kind of give out. You know, if you hit him with a good shot. But again, like you still got to be, in order to be built the way he is, like top heavy, your legs got to be strong. You know, you got to be strong. It just doesn't work out sometimes when you get punched. You know,
It looks like all he does is just bench press, and he just works on his arms.
That's all he does. Yeah,
like
I guarantee you.
that's why he's so top heavy.
you know the thing is though, bench press, it actually does help out with your legs.
Because
Like,
it works out every
Yeah.
Depends.
bench
Yeah,
press.
it depends.
If you
It
do
does.
if you do bench pressing the right way, right? You got your feet, you know, you got your feet planted to the ground. You're laying on your back, the whole setup, right? You're kind of pushing not only with your arms but your legs too. You're kind of like using the whole thing.
Yeah,
to
I've
get that.
They
never
call that,
benched like that.
They called that the leg drive. So what happens is you can use your arms at a certain point, and then when it gets to that last push, you leg drive. What you do is you push off of your legs, but you kind of like you're pretending your body's sliding to the fucking rack. You know, your head is sliding
Yeah, I
and
was, I was
you're pushing
never taught
off.
that. That's weird.
That's what Olympians like professional powerlifters do, bro.
But you know what
They yeah.
I really saw improvement in like leg strength was like taking the max weight that you can do. Let's say it's like fucking 250, and taking that and taking the bar over your head and kind of like just leaving it there. You kind of like stand with your legs. I felt, for me, that made my legs stronger. When I was doing the leg presses, it kind of like hurt my back. Maybe I was doing it wrong, but it's just like, man, it's fucking hurting my back, and it's just like my legs
You're talking about squats?
Yeah, when you do
Yeah,
squats.
squats are the number one shit that when people get fucked up with their back.
It
and
hurt
everything.
my legs more than anything. Instead of the deadlift over your head, you know.
Yeah, because your back isn't supposed to be straight, and especially if you're laying down to do a squat. I don't know why they even do leg presses. It like helps not at all.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Nowadays, when I squat, I put the weight in front of me. I don't put it in my back, bro. I hate that shoulder shit. I put it in front of me and I go down and up.
So, what do? Do you put it to your chest? And
I put it like on my shoulder. You know, like as you're gonna do a shoulder press or whatever, Olympic lift, what do they call us? Squat.
Yeah,
that position, but you're not pushing up. You know, you're just keeping it in that position. You just go all the way down and push up.
I've done those, but I kind of gave up on it. You know, so I can't really say. I just kind of like gave up on that shit. You know, I stopped doing
a power clean or power clean press.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it's called? Power clean press?
Yeah, when you grab it from the ground, you snap your wrist to the chest, and then
you don't have to grab it from the ground. Essentially, you could have it on the rack, the squat rack.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're doing like a front squat, but you're holding it like a press.
Yeah, because I don't like it on the fucking shoulders, bro. That shit never feels right to me.
Yeah, you gotta like cross your arms.
Yeah, I can't even fully go down and go back up when it's like that sometimes, because your knees it just doesn't feel right. There's nothing feels right about that. I've done it, but it just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah. You gotta start with zero weights. That's the reason. Like people, when they see people weightlifting, they get too embarrassed to just start with just no weights.
Yeah.
So I remember it was me and a bunch of guys, right? And we were training for sports, and then like some kid walks in and he's bigger than everyone else, and he's just like, oh yeah, I'll just put those weights on like those guys are doing, and the coach is like, are you sure? And the coach is like, the coach is like, oh man, this kid's got, he's huge. We're gonna see just how much raw potential we can get. So they put on the weight, and he just falls right to the ground. Everyone just walks away because they don't want to like laugh, and everyone walks out of the room because they don't want to like laugh in front of him.
It's crazy, man. I speaking of that kind of shit, I put 5 plates on both sides. So what happened was I was trying to see how long I could hold it, to help out with my bench press.
Yep.
So the people around there are looking like this was going to kill himself. He got 5 plates on each side. I picked it up, put it in front of me. I held it for like maybe 5 seconds, then put it back down. The dude in front of me is like, "What the fuck?" It's like, what the I didn't know what to fucking say. I was just like, what happened? Were you good, man?
How much was that? How much you picked up?
Oh, 500 pounds.
Yeah.
I picked it off the rack. I can't squat. I can't push. I can't drop that shit, bro. I cannot drop that shit on me.
Yeah, I saw a fucking guy do that shit. He benched it though. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, listen,
crazy.
I never max bench, but the most I ever benched, like, just to try it out, was 400 pounds. That was pretty. I felt like I could have done it twice, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna take that fucking chance. Did it once, put it back. Then I said, all right, let me get back up. Did it again. Try to do it the third time, and I was like, all right, I don't think I could lift this shit.
Yeah, my max is like 270. I'm trying to pass that 270 mark.
Hopefully I can't do the 400 anymore. I can't do that.
You can, bro, if you keep working on it. I mean, you're 40
man,
though. You can still do it, man.
Powerlifting fucked up my shoulders, bro. Listen, didn't have these issues. I was never I never like. In my late 20s is when I started getting into this like fucking powerlifting. That's the only way I could, because I always worked out with weights here and there, but not like fucking everything is weights now. And let me see how many pounds I could curl. Let me see how much I can bench. I was doing like workouts with like 225 pounds, benching it like maybe 15 reps the first time, then doing 10 reps. Like I was literally doing that. And I never did that before. Never like got into that kind of working out when I was younger. And it was pretty good for like, I'm going to say 5 to 7 years. I noticed how fucking strong I got. But then there was like shoulder problems. My biceps felt like they were going to explode. You know what I'm saying? My forearms will kill me.
I know the feel. So what I do instead is I change it up. I don't continue to do the same shit. I just I don't fuck around with the weights. I start like punching the bag or go running or whatever, change it up and then go back at it again. Yeah, it's
weights.
Weights.
I think weights are overrated. Like, I mean, you're really just like acclimating your body to move a certain way. My thing is probably do like calisthenics, like just using your body as a weight. Like
yes,
the pull up.
This is what I used to do when I was younger all the time. I'm back to doing that now. Like I still lift little weights now, like little bit of weights. But my younger years was spent on, like that cardio, using your weight. I used to do a lot of pull-ups, all different type of pull-ups. Push-ups and fucking like, upside down push-ups, all that shit. That was my thing. But then I like, for some reason I just started getting into the fucking heavy weights, and that in a way it kind of fucked me up. Like my shoulders and shit like that are pretty.
The thing is though, everything has a reason. I think everything is essential. Like look at Canelo. I know he's on the side. He's doing some kind of powerlifting. There's no way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's doing something, bro.
I don't think so. It doesn't look like he's doing any powerlifting at all.
But did you see him
squat 300 pounds?
Was it 300?
I think it's 300 pounds. Yeah, 300 or 400, something like that. One of the two. It was up there.
That's pretty impressive, bro.
And he's he's working on everything, bro. He's not just working on one thing.
Yeah.
You need all of it, bro. You just can't go like, okay, I'm just gonna do stamina and that's it, or I'm just gonna do this and that's it. You know, you have to have all the aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. At least I could be wrong, but that's what I believe.
What do you think he's doing, Fight Scott?
Oh, hold on, I'm watching him squat.
Oh, you watching it? Okay. Yeah, it's like 400, man. 300 to 400 pounds.
I think some of those weights are like 100-pound plates, bro. They're not
Those
45
aren't
pound
100
plates.
pound plates, man.
I think some of them are, bro. I don't think because of the size, the width of it, it looks like it's. I can't say for sure, but it's definitely 45 and above. It's that I can tell you that much. I don't know if it's 100 though, because I've seen 100 plastic plates like that. They're fucking huge, and he has like a few of them, and then he has a few of the smaller, slimmer ones. But it's either 300 or 400 something. You know, it's 3 to 400. It's got to be
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
Well, it's pretty impressive. I won't say that much, but
I've seen fucking Tyson Fury bench.
oh,
He makes.
for sure.
I've seen him do 315 pretty easy.
But when it comes to weight, it really depends on what you're doing. Going back
Yeah.
to what Virtuoso was saying, so like it helps a lot with like contact sports like football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never got hurt in football, just going all out.
You lift a lot. Were you lifting weights?
Oh, for sure.
Heavy, like you was like doing the.
I was doing all the heavy stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. Heck no.
Yeah.
I stopped young. I stopped like at like 21 or something like that. I stopped lifting heavy.
Dude, I'm 33. I'm still doing it. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. I hurt myself. I hurt myself. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Wait till you
Yeah,
start
I
getting
don't-
past. Wait till you start getting past. Like I noticed for me was like, let's say 37, 38 is when I was like, damn, I don't feel like I could. I was strong still, but like I didn't know. I didn't have the to do it every single day. I work out on everything because I used to work. When I had got to the point where I was doing everything: leg lifts, bench pressing, curls, traps, everything, all in the same day. I used to do all that shit in the same day.
Yeah, but you were a full-size grown man when you were like a
Right. Yeah,
teenager.
but
like as
like
a
at 30
teenager, right? So
37,
like
38,
you
I was like,
aged,
yo, I can't do it no more.
You know, the thing
aged a
is,
lot quicker.
the thing is, I'm gonna tell you something. The thing is, it's like if you could keep on improving, like a rapid pace, would you stop? Or if if you're in a plateau, at that point you just don't
I
feel like
think I
doing anything.
plateaued.
Yeah, that's the
That's
reason
what
why you just like you
happened.
don't feel like anymore. I
Yeah.
know the feel, bro. Like you just don't want to do it anymore because you're on a plateau. But you know,
But don't get me
so if
wrong,
you keep improve,
it definitely like it definitely paid off. Like I am a lot stronger than I probably would have been, if I had not like had that experience of like heavy lifting. Yeah. Was already a pretty strong guy, but I think that kind of like, took me to an extra level.
yeah, you told me you bench like what 340, 350.
I
Max?
actually benched 400 over 400.
Oh, you just said 400. Yeah. We had this one dude in the back in my army days. He was my sergeant. That fool was like I know he was on something, bro. There's no way that fool was on something. Cut all the time, just he wouldn't tell us what the fuck he's on, obviously, but he was on something.
Yeah.
And that fool would like do 20 reps of 225 for like 4 sets. And he said his max was 350 at the time, but and then he just jumped that shit to 400. And he was like maybe 5'9"ish.
Yeah.
Around that area. That fool was a beast though, bro. Like
a lot of strong fucking bodybuilders are like 5'9". I noticed they're like really like kind of like average height, but just fucking they're just super strong.
It's not bodybuilding, it's
powerlifting. Yeah, powerlifting. So
yeah, I don't like bodybuilding. I'm more of powerlifting. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fuck out of here. I just
Yeah,
don't.
Arnold only said he only worked out like 30 minutes a day or something like that.
You believe that shit? You believe that shit? That's bullshit, bro.
For sure.
That motherfucker was he worked out to the point that he puked, bro. He fucking puked in the gym, man. That's what you watch his like documentary and shit. He puked in the fucking gym constantly. Like, and he said that what was it? Working out is like an orgasm or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
It's
like
YouTube.
I'm
It's called
coming on the shower list. Like he says,
fucking
coming like
crazy.
over and over again. But
yeah, it's called
yeah,
Pumping
it is. It
Iron. It's
does.
on YouTube.
But he's right about that. Like it does release endorphins when you do work out like that.
Yeah, it does. It really does, man.
So
When you finish your workout, obviously doing it the right way, you're not gonna cheat yourself. You feel liberated when you're done, especially like when you're almost done. Like I got one. You set the the standard that you're gonna do. Oh, I'm gonna do 10 of these, 10 of that, 10 of that, or whatever the case may be, right? And when you get to the end, when you're getting towards the end, I always love that feeling. Like I'm almost done today, almost done.
Yeah, the best feel that I get is if I do something that I couldn't do before.
Yeah.
That day, bro, my mom could die, and I could feel good, bro. I could be. That's how bad. That's how good of a feel that it gives you, bro. Like my mom's capacity. I mean, I'm just exaggerating.
Well, you know
over
what
here,
it is when
but
you're getting
still,
stronger. When you're getting stronger, it also obviously, right? It builds just a lot of confidence. You feel like the ultimate high. It's like,
yeah.
damn, I'm stronger than most men. I'm in great shape or whatever. Or it could just be. That's not necessarily being in great, looking in great shape, just mentally feeling that way too. Just like, I'm in, I can, I could work out for 2 hours, not a problem. And I could do it for 5 days in a row. I could do it, for six. Some guys would do it 6. Some fucking guys used to work out every single fucking day. I mean, this one guy told me I haven't not worked out in 3 months. 3 months. Like
in a
what?
way, that's good. In
How the
the other way, it's yeah. I know. I
like
see. I
3
see.
months?
Dude, that could be bad in a sense that you're not letting your body heal.
Yeah. I think the most I ever did was like I tried, and I got this from Bernard. He works out and trains 6 days out of the week, and then Sunday he relax. I tried that, right? I've done that for like, a nice little stretch, but then I'll, back down to go back to 5 or whatever. But working out 3 months straight, like what the fuck, bro?
It depends on how hard
Yeah.
he's working, right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the guy was pretty big, man. I knew a 17-year-old in high school. Same high school as me. He won this bench pressing contest, right? Dude, he was like 500 pounds. He was 17 when he benched 500 pounds. He was
Was
17
he
years old.
steroids?
Was he on
using
D-ball?
steroids?
He
Holy
was,
cow.
of course, absolutely.
I knew two.
Go
I
ahead.
knew some guys who were. I'm not gonna say, right, because it'd be disrespectful to bring their names, but they were like they lifted every day for many years, like a whole decade, like every day. But they always changed it up so the body could recover. But yeah, they were training for the NFL from like the time they were kids. But we all know now that the NFL is just all lies. It's all it's all painkillers and all that other junk.
Yeah, hell yeah. A lot of cortisone shots, a lot that shit is huge, man. And
They take like the what do you smelling salts?
Oh
They
yeah.
sniff smelling salts after every play. It's like holy cow! Like,
And the camera will accidentally catch them. You ever see that?
and then it'll just completely turn off. But it's like, dude, that stuff's not even allowed in boxing. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Like people over exaggerate with like what cheating is. It's like, that's not cheating though. Not if everybody's doing it. That's not cheating.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of these guys in the NFL are all juiced up. It's crazy. But I knew some guys who were doing it like all clean, and there was a guy who got invited to the combine, the NFL combine, and he was squatting 500 easy, like he was doing it like 20 times.
God damn.
But he was only like 190 pounds, and they invited him to be like a fullback, right? So he was like a swing back. So if you guys watch NFL now, he played kind of like a Christian McCaffrey, right? Where you
Yeah.
can do everything.
Oh, like a receiver?
Yeah, but he
Oh.
must have not had the right skin color or something, right? He wasn't black. He wasn't black. So they asked him to become a fullback, and they said, "Hey, can you add on 40 pounds?" So they wanted him to go from 190, just completely jacked,
230, yeah, damn. Like,
to 230 to become a
Dude,
fullback.
all they had to do is ask him to spray paint himself.
And he got up to like, yeah, get some bronzer, and he got up to like 220 or something, and then he tore his knee, and that was it for him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You tear
The
your
max-
knee, that's the
You guys know the max right now? Raw bench? Or you haven't heard?
Who?
The max bench press right now, raw.
What is it?
775 pounds raw bench press.
God damn, man.
And, you know, it used to
at
be this
15.
Russian dude. It used to be this Russian dude who got 735, and this black dude came out, big husky dude, bro, fat as fuck, but strong as hell.
Strong as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to get to 800, road to 800, bro. Let's see if he can't actually pull it off. Once he gets to 800, he's like, I'm gonna stop. That's it. I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna fuck it. I'm pretty sure he's on some shit too. So, you know, he's trying not to take that shit because of high blood pressure and all kinds of crap that he's gonna get throughout his life.
Yeah.
So,
I knew a guy in track where he was bottom of the barrel athleticism in track. So we would just run laps around him easily. And then one day he was like, he's just completely jacked, right? Completely jacked.
Out of nowhere, out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. He's completely jacked. He's all pimpled up.
Oh,
And he's like in front of the pack, and he's just like all aggressive and shit. And like, so he was like, he wasn't like a popular kid, right? It's kind of like a quiet guy. So like, no one really talked to him. There were people like, who the heck is that guy? Where has he been the whole time we've been running, right? And it's like, oh my god, it's this kid. And like there are like a whole bunch of us who were clean because it was around the time the Barry Bonds scandal was going on, like the mid 2000s, right? So everyone was clean. All the high schoolers, most of them were clean. Like the sports, the guys that actually played sports were clean because, you know, it was bad and all this stuff. But yeah,
wait a minute. Did they have drug testing where you at?
No, they didn't. But it was like,
you knew Barry
Bonds, they were clean.
Yeah, you knew that Barry Bonds was on steroids and
when he grew an inch when he was 37 years old because his head got so big.
Yeah, and they were saying, "Oh, it's bad," and they took away all his accolades and stuff. So even when you're trying to do it clean, you don't expect everyone in the NFL is dirty because they all say they're clean, but we all know that's not true. But imagine you're like a teenager, you're gonna believe it, you know?
Of course,
But yeah, this kid went from just being like a total nerd to just being a stud and like.
wait a minute, Fight Scout. Hey, tell me something. Was it like overnight? Like the next day you see him like all fucking jacked?
It was like 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks.
Oh, I think I know what he's on. I think I heard this shit. I never took anything. I was been natural all my life. I heard it from my friends. It's a D-ball. It's probably D-ball. That's
what
yeah.
D-ball, yeah.
Jimmy from because Jimmy admits it. Like I'm not saying anything that he hasn't said a million times. He's taken plenty of like different steroids. He'll tell you straight out. And like he's got a picture of him and what he looked like at his. I think he was like
for sure. Yeah.
He was like he's 5'7", and his weight like was all muscled up. He was like 210, all muscles. 5'7", 210 pounds.
Yeah, that's cock diesel right there.
Exactly. Yeah, I
with the
kind of,
kid.
Fight Guy,
he's a
I knew a
CO.
dude like that, but it made sense because we were the same age. I didn't see him for the summer, but we were
Yeah.
at that age where you could still grow.
Yep.
So I must have been like 15. I saw him the next school year, like in Florida back then. It started in August, like mid-August. So I didn't see him since like the ending of May to like the middle of August. Last time I saw him, he must have been like 3 inches shorter than me, and I must have had like 30 pounds of weight over him. And keep that in mind. Like 3 inches shorter, and I was like 30 pounds heavier than him.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw him, and I grew since then too. I grew some. Dude, he was my height, and like more weight. He had like this bodybuilder's built, like literally like that. He had muscles popping out of his shirt. You could see the fucking rips on his shirt. Like, what the fuck?
You notice that shit with Canelo and Triple G? You notice that shit?
Hold on. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can actually have some kids who do have those kind of crazy
Yeah,
growth spurts though.
Because I was about
Yeah,
14,
like you ever
15
seen
years
The
old.
Rock? Like recognize? You ever saw The Rock at age 15?
No, I didn't see him. No.
Bro, that dude's a fucking Chad. Like barely a freshman in high school. He's already fucking mad big. Just Google it. The Rock, age 15.
I gotta see this.
No,
I think
but
I've seen that.
there was a guy who he was a teacher and he ran marathons or whatever it was. He participated in marathons, so he was freakishly athletic. And then his wife was also freakishly athletic, and they had this kid, and the son was like a little scrawny little kid. He was like 5'8", 120, and then like one summer he comes back, he looks exactly like his dad. He's like just huge, and he's just completely like, just jacked up. It's like, whoa. It's like his hormones just kicked in. Like he
Yeah, that
went
could
through that
happen.
puberty. Yeah, he went through that like puberty phase. But I mean, talking about recognize, like you weren't all of a sudden just 6'2", were you? Like
No. I mean,
did you go from like 5'6" to like 6'2"?
He came out of his mother's womb 6'2", bro. Just imagine.
I came out 6'2", 200 pounds. He was like, wow, baby. No,
so at one point you must have been scrawny, like or just like average, just like everyone else.
Dude, I was looking at a picture. My stepmom like fucking had this. Oh man, it's embarrassing. I'll never show you guys, but it's like me in a bathing suit. Like fucking bathing suits in the 80s were so fucking like gayish looking, man. God damn. So here I am, like with some fruity bathing suits that's like up to my thighs, and dude, my legs were like super skinny. I was like, what the fuck? That was really me. And I was like, and like kind of like a bird chest, just like long dangly arms, and I look like I weigh, if I weighed 100 pounds, and I was like, again, like maybe 14, 15.
Own that shit, bro. Own it.
Yeah.
That was
Dude, I was fucking I look like I was being starved back then.
Yeah, but there are probably some kids that said, "Oh, you guys remember recognize over there? He just used droids and he just grew up." One day he was 6'2", 220.
I mean, they do
remembered him as a
they do
scrawny
give
little
kids
kid.
they do give kids HGH and shit like during those
milk.
puberty times. They do that shit.
Yeah, you see, I'm looking at The Rock at the age of 15. Yeah, he was. You could tell he was going to grow up to be a big dude. Yeah. 100%, because he's got the wide shoulders.
Yeah, he
obviously
had the
he's not.
for it.
Yeah, he had the body frame for it. Yep. You know who also was like that? A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. Go look at pictures of him when he's a teenager. Everybody's like, "Oh, that was all stuff." No, it wasn't, dude. He was just a fucking big dude because his dad was a big man. So it's just naturally he was going to be that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There was a basketball player, and his dad was like 6'5". So like the coach made his son like the starter of the varsity team, and he sucked. And he was literally only like 5'1.5", right? Because they thought he was gonna like magically grow into 6'5".
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he never grew.
He
He didn't
never
grow
grew.
until he was like
Yeah. That's a.
he didn't grow until he was like 27 or something like that, and then all of a sudden he shot up to 6'5". So like they
You kind of
basically
want your
wasted like
boys to be at least as big as you, right? Because I've
yeah.
seen that. I've seen that happen where the dad is like super tall, and the
Oh, for
son is like
sure.
real short, man.
That happens, bro. That
Yeah.
Yeah,
happens.
dude.
I've seen
I
it a
had a I
lot.
had a football coach
And
that
it's like there's some resentment there. Like, look, my oldest son, he's not gonna get any taller than that. So
Your mom
he's
cheated.
yeah. My son is like, listen, hey, I came out because he's 2 inches taller than me. So so he's but I hope my boys get to be at least I got two younger sons that are still growing. And it looks like they're gonna be tall. They're gonna be probably maybe my height, close to it, maybe even taller.
I mean,
yeah. So I had a
I prefer my son to be taller than me. I mean,
See, my father didn't have that
yeah,
problem. All his boys came out taller than him.
yeah. I'm just saying.
it depends on where you were born and where you're at now, right? But yeah, I
Yeah.
had a coach. I had a coach who was 6'4", and his son was like 5'6", and his son never grew.
Damn. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
So he started the kid. He thought it was gonna be like a star and everything. It's like, no, man, he's way too short.
I mean, you guys notice? I was gonna say it before. Canelo Triple G when they announced the fight for the first time. Triple G came into the ring and Triple G looked like he was dwarfing fucking Canelo, bro. And then when the fight came around, they Canelo looked like he's about the same fucking height, man. It was just like, what the fuck? Like,
Well, remember
what
two,
happened?
two things there. So you got Golovkin in his regular, clothes. So he's wearing some shoes, maybe some sneakers that give him a couple of inches, and you got Canelo sitting. He's in his boxing sneakers. They're usually flat, right? So he's
Yes,
bending his height. Yeah, but
I can see that, but
he is naturally just what 2 or 3 inches taller than him. What is it? Golovkin is 5'10" or
almost
11.
6.
5'9"? No.
Nah, he's almost 6, bro. I think he's like
No,
5'11.
I met him, dude. I shook his hand in the Cotto versus Gil fight that was in the Barclays Center, like maybe 5 years ago. I don't remember exactly, but I was standing right next to him, and yeah, he was about 5'10",
Oh,
10 inches tall. Yeah,
I saw him next to Kovalev, and Kovalev was like what, 6'1", 6.
yeah. Kovalev 6'1" or 6'4".
And he was almost. I felt like it was almost close enough to his height, which is I was like maybe
So
he's around 6.
yeah, you think about it, right? When you see a guy 6 feet and 5'10", when they're like close to each other, depending how they move, they almost look the same height.
Yeah.
Especially when they do the stare down, right? I'm talking about a guy that's really 6 feet and some other guy that's 5'10". Not that box rec made it up, made up some fucking lie. Like Jose Ramirez is fucking 5'10", and so is
Oh,
Josh Taylor.
definitely not 5'10".
Come on, man. Like,
One guy's 5'8" and the other guy's 6 feet.
I mean, you usually know who the bigger guy is just by the eye test.
I was looking at
You don't need
Canelo
no
and
fucking box rec.
I was trying to look at Canelo's shoes to see if he was wearing like those heels, where you can hide the heels in the shoes.
yeah.
It looks like he might actually do that.
I saw.
Oh man,
Who knows, man?
I saw his recent.
I think his wife is taller than him.
Yeah, I was about to say I saw his recent wedding photo. Like his wife is taller than him.
No, but the wife can be wearing heels too.
Yeah, there's that.
I would say they're more likely the same height.
I wouldn't mind if my wife is taller than me. I've had girlfriends that are taller than me. I'm okay with that.
Girls taller than me, we're talking about 6'3", 6'4". Right? That's not happening.
Dude, I actually been with a chick that's 6'4", and I'm like fucking 5'9", 5'8". I'm saying 5'9", 5'8". I'm 5'8", and I had a 6'4", bro. I look like a fucking child in front of her.
I had a girl I was fooling around with. She had just came from Puerto Rico. She was my height. That was weird. She was exactly the same height as me. So she couldn't wear heels because she'd be fucking taller than me. But this is a girl that I was just like kind of fooling around with. But nah. I like them average height girls. That's fine with me. 5'4", 5'5", 5'3", even. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
You got to be comfortable with your manlyhood, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really mind,
I
bro.
like them like 5'9". I like them tall.
I like them tall too, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind a tall chick.
I
once
want
in
to
a
break
while.
my record of 7 foot. Try to get that. See if that's 6'4". I got 6'4". Let me try to get that 7 or
God
6'8". Just
Dude, you might
imagine.
as well be dating WNBA players.
Yeah.
But they look like men, though, bro. That shit don't
They
work
are.
for me.
A lot
It's
of
got to
them
look
are
like a chick.
lesbos, aren't they?
Of
Hopefully
Or
my wife
course.
don't see
whatever
this.
politically correct term.
Fight Scout.
I don't really don't care, but it just
I
that's just
saw
how
this
they look.
girl. I don't know what team she played for, but I was in New York. I was in Manhattan. I was walking to this store, and I noticed like everybody was looking at this girl. I don't know her name. She was white. That's all I know. And dude, she had to be a WNBA star because she was about 6'9". Maybe I'm over exaggerating, more like 6'7". But she just walked by me and she was like taller, and I'm like, that's a woman too. That's not a fucking
Did she
tranny or
look like a
anything.
man? Did she look like a
No,
man?
it was a girl. It was a
Oh,
girl. Yeah.
So she
It was
still
a
got
girl.
that feminine features, right?
I thought she was like all on TRT
Yes,
and was just like
there are
jacked, and
tall
you're
women
like,
that are really pretty looking.
You
That
could
are
tell she
really,
was like a
really
girl.
tall.
She had the body
Yeah.
frame of a girl, the whole nine. But it's like just picture it on Deontay Wilder's height.
I don't want to picture that shit, bro.
Yeah, fucking tall, man.
girls basketball is a joke though.
Dude, you saw that one
It's a
chick that said
joke,
she was
man.
better than Kawhi Leonard, and she couldn't even do a fucking
Oh.
layup. She was
I don't
fucking
know who that
ridiculous.
was.
Dude, in college, when you go to college, you can play. They
Don't
have
they
like
lower the rim for them?
No, they don't. But
They
Nah.
they
don't,
make
right?
the
So
ball
That
smaller.
would be sexist if they did that.
Sometimes, so,
Even though it would bring entertainment value to the league, finally, you know.
yeah. But you know, like sometimes in college, if you go to college, they have like a little like play leagues with basketball. What do you call those? Do you know, Gypsy?
What do you call them? What?
What do you call it?
Prospect?
You know, when you go to college, if you ever went to college and they have like the pickup teams, pickup.
I went to college, but I never joined those teams.
Yeah, what's it called though? Do you remember?
What, like a pickup team?
Yeah, it's like a pickup game, but they actually have official
Yeah.
teams that.
Oh, like a
Yeah, so like
scrimmage.
I wouldn't know, bro. I didn't
I
actually
forget,
check
but
into that shit.
like the college women's player play those guys, and they always lose.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean talking about intramurals like that?
Yeah, intramural
Yeah.
or whatever. That's what they
Yes.
call it. But those guys never played. Those guys never played in high school, so they like all suck.
Oh, they got shit like that, huh?
Yeah, in
Wow.
college, right? So like these college kids, and now they're like adults. They want to be athletic or whatever it is. So now they want to play, but they don't really want to play. If that makes any sense, because they didn't want to compete when they were younger.
Yeah, of course.
But like, yeah, they a lot of times they grab like the women's team, and sometimes they play those intramural leagues, and they lose to like just average Joes. It's crazy.
Of course they do. I'm pretty sure that Clarissa Shields sparred a guy, and like she said, I'm not doing it again.
She says she's beat up from guys. That's what I've heard. But she looks like a guy that would, but not an actual pro box. I mean, like top tier, top 10.
Broken. I heard she got her nose broken by a dude who was just using his jab.
That's possible. I can see that.
She's terrible, man. She's like Wilder without the punch. She is. It's terrible. It's
she got decent skills for a female.
Yeah,
I mean,
she just wings her arms. That's what it looks like.
I mean,
did she get knocked down in the last fight?
What was that British chick that they glorified? What's her name?
Savannah Marshall.
No.
Savannah Marshall.
Katie something.
Katie Taylor.
Katie Taylor. I think she's better than Katie Taylor. I can say that.
I don't even know. I'm gonna take your word. I don't know who these people are. I don't follow them.
I don't follow them neither, bro. I've just seen a bunch of fights because they were undercard for main events that I wanted to watch.
All I
And
know is that Ann Wolf would have killed
Shields. Yeah.
Shields
Yeah.
because you know what I like about Ann Wolf, like there's no doubt she's a dyke. She's like, yeah, I'm a dyke. So what? Like at least she was honest about like, yeah, I'm a fucking,
Yeah.
I'm an ugly motherfucker, so I just box. You know.
She wasn't trying to hide anything.
No, there was no hiding. There was no, women power shit. It's like, look, I'm ugly, so I just box, and I'll
Yeah.
guarantee you, I'll knock all these girls out.
Clarissa Shields looks like one of those tennis players. The black chicks, what's her name? So, Serena Williams. Oh man, she looks like one of them, bro. She could be one
I
of her
don't think
sisters.
so. I don't think she's that buff. She's not that buff.
She ain't buff, but she's got the features.
She's got like Big Mama's house features.
Yeah, that's
With
not
Martin Lawrence.
attractive to
You
me.
guys remember Martin Lawrence? Big
I
Mama's
was
house?
surprised that she does have a shapely woman's ass. That I will say. Like, what a natural.
Yeah, I like her ass. Don't get it
Terrible
wrong.
for boxing though.
Yeah, it kind of is. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
but,
she got really junk in her trunk. I saw the
yeah.
the
Look,
photo shoot from the Body magazine. I think.
I can't get past the face, but like when
Yeah,
you just look at
you
the
just gotta
ass,
get past the face.
if you just
Just
look
put a
at
bag
the,
over it.
yeah, you go by the butt, you're like,
You gotta do like the whole eyes wide shut kind of deal with her. Just put her in a big room with a mask on. You don't know what's
No,
going on.
just them delights.
I can imagine she gives probably good head. I
can't even imagine that. I don't even. Want
Okay,
to.
all right.
Yeah,
When I was younger and I was just like into like just fucking, yeah, I probably would have like maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to.
No, I've done some grenades before, bro. I'm not proud of this.
I think once in a while, if you're gonna be active and you're gonna be doing that, you're gonna run into grenades.
Yeah, I felt like puking afterwards, but but I did it
I took one for the team. God damn it!
pretty much. I had a friend that went down on one of them, bro. I was like, you must be fucking
Nah.
something screw loose or some shit, bro. I'm washing my dick. I don't know what the fuck you doing with going down on that shit, bro. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
It's a white boy too. Shame on him.
yeah. They could get freaky, right?
Yeah.
Well, she must be clean. Like
Nah, I wouldn't even take that shot, bro. Come on. I brushed my teeth like 50 times over after that.
Was the smell still there?
Oh, I didn't smell his mouth, bro. So I stayed away from that shit, man. Probably. I was holding my breath. I can tell you that much. Passing by him. 6 feet, man. Coronavirus was strong that day.
Dude, I remember one time, my boy invites me to his crib where his girl lives at, right? And I don't know if, to this day, I don't know if he knew she was there. So I'm sitting in the living room. He has like this 1-bedroom apartment. I'm in the living room where the bathroom is like right by the living room. So anyway, she comes out the fucking she comes out the bathroom naked, and she runs back and says, "Oh my god!" and my boy comes out. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Your girlfriend. She's in the bathroom." Yeah. And so he was like, "You saw her?" I said, "Listen, like I was kind of like looking at the TV." He's like, "Damn, I didn't know she was here." But I was just thinking to myself, "Oh my Lord!" Like when she wears tight jeans, everything looks nice. I was not that I was like looking at her to be like, I want to get with that. But I was thinking to myself, my boy did a good job. Like she's a cute girl. But without the oh man,
yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean. I've had those. It's like they wear the shit and it's all like perfect, like curves and everything. As soon as they it just pops out.
I was like, you don't have to worry about it, bro. I mean, you don't have to worry about it. He's like,
Yeah,
did
like
you see her? I was like, look, I was looking at the TV. I saw
Just
the
someone
door
that's
open.
instinctual, you know.
Yeah,
you
Nothing
you
like
picked it up and it's like, oh, I got a 10 out of 10,
it.
and then she takes her shit off. It's like, well, it's like 5.5. Hopefully.
hopefully 5.5. Anyway, gentlemen, I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna end it.
All right, man.
It was good talking to you guys, man.
It's the first time coming
Hold
on here, bro. I'm
Yeah.
proud to
Yeah.
be a captain in Mexico.
All right, Captain.
Yeah.
Wait, going back to Errol Spence versus Pacquiao. Anyone notice that Errol Spence is looking skinny?
Real
He's
skinny,
looking
bro.
like cancer patient skinny.
Yeah,
Like he looked
I'm
like that a
afraid.
year ago.
Oh
So it's
shit.
like after his
I
heart
didn't notice
crash.
that. I'm gonna
I
have to look some
think
pictures up.
I think Terrence Crawford destroys that dude if they ever fight, and Pacquiao is gonna have a close fight with him, and he's gonna edge
Pacquiao
it
might
out.
beat him, bro. Pacquiao might just beat
I
him.
could see that. I see that. I see the possibility he beat him, but I see Errol's movement being a problem, and he edges 1 or 2 rounds. But on the scorecards, it's going to be way off, and they're going to give it to Errol by a large margin.
But I
Bullshit, fucking
Fight Scout is right.
decision.
If you look at him in his Danny Garcia fight versus, let's say,
Porter.
Yeah, Porter. Just dude, he looks. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
He looks
I don't know.
40 pounds of muscle lighter is what it looks like. He looks like he's actually walking around pretty close to 147.
That could be it.
Like instead of like his 190. I don't know if it's dedication or something with his car accident.
It's
Something
his
with the
frame,
car
bro.
accident.
He's fucking. What is he like? Fuck, almost 6. Was he 6 feet or what? How tall is that fool?
I think he's like Triple G's height or an inch shorter. One or two.
Yeah, and
I
he's
think
cutting
his
down
lips-
to 147. That's just.
You think he's walking close around to his weight now?
He must be.
So,
Maybe that'll
Yeah.
help him more with boxing.
yeah, maybe. Maybe it's newfound dedication or
Yeah, well,
maybe
that's what he
it's
said,
like,
right?
you know-
Like he almost took a dirt nap.
Yeah, but it could be like muscle atrophy from his injuries or something.
That too. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, when I saw him in the Danny Garcia fight,
It's not healthy, man.
He looks real. He looks pretty thin in this fight. You know,
He looked sickly. It's like what
he
happened
still
to this
fucking
dude?
won.
You know what's going to be the difference between Terrence Crawford and him if they ever fight, which I probably think will never happen? The power. Terrence Crawford is gaining some serious pop, man. I mean, Kell Brook 3 rounds. I expected a knockout, but I didn't expect it in 3 fucking rounds. I expected like 6-5 at least, somewhere in that area. Terrence is building up some pop in his punches, and if they ever fight, Terrence is gonna.
Look,
he might finish him, man. He might. I'm not saying he's 100%, but he might finish him. He might stop him.
Man, I actually see that fight like you remember Berchelt versus Oscar Valdez. Because Terrence Crawford can't fight going forward. He looks exactly like Berchelt. It's like he's just swinging his arms when he's going forward.
No, he can. He can fight forward.
He can't fight like traditional boxing when he's going forward.
Yeah, he does.
When he goes forward, he fights like Jake LaMotta or something like that. Like he just starts swinging his arms.
Yeah, he's just swinging.
Yep. Sometimes he's on point. Sometimes he got his combinations on lockdown. Like he had that same issue with that guy in 135. What was his fucking name? That Figueroa was his name? No, it's not it. Gamboa. He had he had an issue.
I'm saying he was on the back foot that whole Gamboa fight. He wasn't going forward, was he?
No, he only went forward when he got him out. Like,
yeah.
But Fight Scout is right. He was on the back foot.
That's how he prefers usually, man. He prefers back foot until he feels comfortable that he can put the pressure on you, and then goes on his front foot.
No, I get what you're saying. But listen, man. I'm not gonna sleep on Pacquiao. I'm being honest with you. I think.
But do you think he's gonna knock him out though? Pacquiao has to knock his ass out to get a decision. I don't think he.
Well, I don't. If he wins, like what he did to Keith Thurman, I think he'll get a split decision, right? Like with Keith Thurman. He fucking beat Keith Thurman like 8-4 in my opinion.
8-4 plus a knockdown, man.
Plus a knockdown. And
I had that Pacquiao
That's
winning
the very
too.
least. I remember scoring the fight, and I think I was doing it on BDA, and people were like, "Yo, you're crazy." I'm like, "I'm watching the fight, dude. It's like he won like 9 rounds." But then I watched it again, and I was like, "Okay." I gave the benefit of doubt rounds. I said, "All right, maybe Keith won," and I thought he did. But it was still like 8-4, bro, and they gave it a split decision. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I
If
was at
he wins like
10
that,
goose. Yeah,
I think he gets the nod over Spence. But
I
under
was
this
Yeah.
close, nah, he's
I
not.
was at 10 Goose Boxing Gym, and they thought Thurman was gonna take it. A lot of them did, and I was
He
like, nah,
should
man.
have. He should have taken
Pacquiao,
it.
yeah, yeah, he's a younger guy, man. He should pull it off. But
Should pull it off.
Pacquiao's like Pacquiao's gonna pull it off, man. He's too much for him. I think it's gonna go to decision. I don't think Pacquiao would have stopped him because of the durability of Thurman. And it's the same thing with Spence. Spence is even more durable than Thurman is.
This is a
So
true statement right here. They tried to rob him versus Thurman. They did. If Thurman could have made that fight a little closer, he gets the nod.
probably, yeah, I can see that happening.
Even the commercials, right? The commercial was Thurman was at the bottom floor. He went up the elevator, and Manny Pacquiao was at the top. It was like trying to, he was trying to show you that Thurman was gonna knock off this old champ. That was the way they promoted it, and then Pacquiao just blitzed him right away.
But I see Errol losing against Pacquiao is a possibility. I could see that happening. I'm leaning towards Spence by 1 round, something like that. But Terrence Crawford, I think Terrence takes out Pacquiao. I think Terrence Crawford that's when the torch should be passed. That's the guy.
Spence in 2021 shouldn't even be a welterweight,
Honestly,
man. He should be like a
honestly,
middleweight.
I don't even want to see that fight. Pacquiao versus Crawford. It's like, dude, he grew into his power real well, and you see him winging shots, man, left and right. If he breaks down Manny, man, it's like, yo, it's not gonna look pretty.
Yeah, I can
Honestly,
see why because of
yeah,
the legend that Pacquiao is,
yeah,
and just going down like that.
yeah.
But if
I kind
Pacquiao
of
could
want to
get him
see,
early,
but I do want to. I do want to. No, let me say this. I do want to see Pacquiao embarrass these PBC welterweights because it goes to show it's like, yo, the people were hyping them up like, yo, this was like the premiership, like this was like the elite, division, and Pacquiao just came in and just embarrassed them, and you know what, he might do it again.
he might beat look, he's gone through the first 2 like popular welterweights that they have, which is Keith Thurman and Adrian Broner, who's a joke, right? So
Yeah.
now he's going up against probably the best guy out of the PBC, and that's Spence. And if he beats him, I mean, dude, he's just like he just cleaned out the PBC's top welterweight in terms of like popularity.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope Pacquiao actually pulls it off, and just be a complete embarrassment to the man they worship, Errol Spence.
It could happen, yeah. It could happen.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna end it.
Peace,
Good talking
guys.
to you guys, man.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Peace, man.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
Thanks
Yeah,
for the
peace.
chat, man. Thank you guys for coming on. Peace.